Hello, Twitch. How you doing, Twitch? My name is Mateo and welcome to you to my channel. Doing better than yesterday. Another day of streaming, another day of gaming, another day of fun. And this time, there's no welcome for the blue pale dot kit because we have to enter fast because people are waiting for me. So let's start this up, shall we? Let's put this here and put this over here. It did not work. Ah, we are here. Okay.
Honestly, either.
Okay. What conversation?
I guess I can go on my warrior.
Wait. Who's Demon Hunter's list?
First conversations? Ah, everything.
What? Who suggested?
Oh, apparently it was me. I meant to click Melty, and then I clicked around Demon Hunter and trade.
Just gonna remove.
You have completed the quest. What?
Okay.
I guarantee you my warrior will have a baby key as well. Let me just go pick it up.
Do you want to do Koran Direbro once at least?
Oh
As
yeah,
a
we can
group.
do that real quick.
Yeah, it's really fast.
Yeah, we can do that real fast.
That's what she said.
Oh wait, no, we can't. We're not Alliance. It's an instant
What?
queue.
Oh
Can't do
yeah, you cannot
instant
do
queue
this
shit.
graphic. Oh really? Ah, never mind then.
It's
Okay.
okay. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, do it. And
Where'd you get, Sod?
Saji.
Oh, I
Saji.
Sorry about that.
lower.
What's the matter?
Was asking what key you got. Never mind. It showed up in my chat.
Oh yeah, I got a lower 4.
Yeah, me too. I think I have a lower. Lower 16. Lower 16, yeah. Yeah, I'm Vente. Doing some shit.
I guess we did my workshop.
Hmm?
I'm after the microphone rings. I probably should at least try to get one.
We could. I don't need them.
Oh, I haven't met about key yet. But I worked up.
Oh.
Hey, we're burning Dreamlight time. Let's go.
Oh my god. You'll live.
It's not me.
I would say,
Why?
yeah, the workshop
Stop being,
and
it's not me you gotta worry about. It's Alex.
Oh,
Workshop
Alex will be
18.
fine. No.
I would say
I'm
Workshop
fine.
18.
I would say no. We're not like nothing above a 10 because I know my warrior probably doesn't have the DPS.
Oh,
for
yeah,
it.
oh, you're on your warrior. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Then
Yeah, I always have 7
yeah,
workshops,
workshop
so
7, the 7. Yeah.
Mega. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a portal. There's a portal. To that. Oops.
It's my little kitty. My little kitty. Oh, yesterday was intense with them.
Kind of wonder how the babies are doing with Wisp. She got 2 kittens.
Oh, I
Oh,
saw
really?
that.
Nice.
Saw the
Yeah.
I didn't
photos.
see that.
Yeah, she posted a
Yes.
couple photos.
That's why she posted out.
Ah.
She didn't have a really good day at work, and then she had kids to take care of. And
Dungeons on normal, by the way.
Oh, they're so cute.
Come back down.
I want kittens again. But yeah, yesterday with the fire, it was intense because I needed to get my cats because I
Okay.
didn't want.
That's mystic.
I'm
And
gonna go
it
over here and
was,
see if Rust Brothers up real quick.
Sunny Muffin was easy to get. Like, I could get him put him in the cage. He was yelling. But, I mean, at that moment, it was intense.
Wow, Rust Feather was up. That's funny.
Damn it! Is he dead? He's dead, right?
Yes, he's dead.
Yeah. Chris is.
And no, I did not get them out.
Chris.
And but the other one just escaped me and just hide. Mika just fucking went outside. I don't know. I opened the door because wanted her to go outside just in case with all the scare. Just not to stay inside at least. But yeah, she stayed behind. Couldn't get her, and everybody was yelling at me like, "Get out! Get out!"
I know it's not a laughing matter, but it reminds me of a joke I heard the other day. It said, you know, a therapist asked a guy, said, you know, if your house catches on fire, and you can only remove one thing, what's the one thing that you're going to remove? And he looked at her and he said, well, if I can only remove a thing, I suppose I'd remove the fire.
Yeah, that's well, yeah. That's kind of what I did yesterday. I stopped the fire inside. There was only the fire kind of in the chimney kind of a thing that was still up, but they told me it's made kind of with it, so he handled the fire. The chimney handled the fire, but yeah, it was I stopped the fire on the basement, in the fireplace of the basement. There was so many. It was mostly the fire extinguisher that everybody thought they were
Can we get
fumes.
fork, please?
No. Do you have any weapon oil?
No. On this guy, I use sharpening
I
stones.
have shadow.
That's fine.
Yeah,
I'll give you half.
sorry.
Oh,
Careful.
need to do that.
Trade.
Always waiting on Alex.
Hey, you
Yeah,
just
very
say-
style. Yeah.
Hey, John, can I get fork?
Said
No.
Oh.
Give stamina.
That's free.
I don't know what I do.
I want to try something. Let me
Oh,
try
you want to
something.
try the solo thing?
Yeah,
Stay back here, Chris. Paul.
it's been a while since I came to
Wait, what are you trying to do?
Stay back here.
something. Yeah, stay back there.
The orange swirls from one of like the trash mobs. It deals damage and it scales up, which can kill the mobs.
Watch your step.
So
Oh,
just the
it's
tank
working.
does it, so no one else like dies.
Yeah, it's working.
Oh, nice.
Working very well. Half of it are dead. Yeah, it's coming.
I would say, you know, the alternative is, I'm sure this probably does more damage what you're doing right now. But
Yeah,
the
it does.
alternative is you can take them and put them on
You
the
come
hammer.
coming.
The hammer
It
will
doesn't
kill it
scale anymore. It's
Range
been driven that don't scale it with sea level anymore.
Visitors are still alive. Time to introduce
Well, it works.
them to the
Now I know.
Do we want to pull up? Do we want to pull over on the right to force him towards the wall?
Sure.
Yeah.
The
Please.
Platinum Pummeler and no
Range
mercy
5.
for you.
We gotta make the conga line on the second bus.
The city's
Target
entrance is
you.
located just past this arena. You must hold your ground until we can clear a path to it.
Shockwave.
I'm putting 20 large on no mercy.
Hey, 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 hey!
Range
Where are you
5.
going? Stupid butt.
I hit bet on a good day. And I ain't really living.
Watch your step.
Play this really.
What the hell? It's your little ghosts.
Yeah.
They're doing more damage than me because I'm not really doing too much damage right now. No, it's John's little ghosts. Yeah. It's not assault, it's just they do a lot of damage.
Watch your step.
Compare what I was doing. Nothing.
Shockwave. Range fire.
No, don't leave me. No. Okay.
It feels like this. My God, I've played this since forever.
Do you like it more than Hunter?
I mean, I've always favored my warrior, but like without a doubt, taking an expansion and playing other classes, like I can see where my warrior is very restricted. Like I just don't.
I felt good playing through it like for 7 years.
Defensive.
It's my feeling with the other classes because you lack a utility for you and the other people.
Run.
Yeah, like so tanking on my paladin and Mythic Plus in season 1 was absolutely amazing. Which it was far better than my warrior. It felt like. And then my hunter, as far as DPS, I was telling Alex about this. As long as they keep Beastmaster Hunter the way it is right now, it is probably without a doubt the most broken mechanic in the game as far as any class is concerned. The ability to freely move, the ability to move freely in and out of melee range constantly and DPS 100% of the time is absolutely broken. Outside of melee, that is the only range class that can do that. Like I don't have to worry about a single mechanic as Beastmaster Hunter at all. Nothing stops me from DPSing.
Range fire.
Like even the silence last night in Heroic Sylvanas, you know, the Banshee's Wail or whatever, that doesn't silence me. Even if I
LOS.
Run.
Right, so that type of play style, you know, and then you sit here and you play on the warrior. Oh, that hurts.
You did an LOS.
The play style difference between melee and range, like constantly having to move out of shit with melee, is like, this sucks. I could just play my hunter.
Yeah.
Defensive. Range fire.
What level key are we using?
7?
7.
Oh, okay.
Run.
But I guess that's the variety of the game, right? Everybody has their niche. Like, I mean, right now the only really useful thing that warriors bring is, and what's that is Max was talking about this the other day actually.
Shout?
Is that, well no, not shout. Like, he has said multiple times that the number one determining factor in progression rating is executing. And not this warrior execute spell. The ability to execute the last 25-35% of the health, because that is the number one determining factor in progression rating. And then he was ranking all the classes for beta and whatnot, and he said warriors execute, which is really bad. Warriors are designed around to execute, and that's sort of their thing. And being their thing, they're the worst at it. Like it's kind of shit.
Well, mostly, even if the tree, I don't think it's around that right now. I think it's around something else. Mostly, what's the name? Recklessness and the other buff.
Yeah.
And you're right. by now, are they gonna change? Oh yeah, it's touch. Yeah, yeah, I can solo it.
Find shelter.
Yeah, but the flames are going to destroy the boxes. It's not going to work.
No, I know.
Shout out.
Range 5.
Hey, I only kill Alex. It's fine then.
You will.
Let's see. Ventir cheats. Ah, I locked myself from nature. Ventir
Range
sheets.
5.
I just rogue leap.
Yeah, warrior cheese.
But despite the handicaps of the class, and I consider them handicaps, like the warrior spec Fury, Fury is really fun to play, Arms is really fun to play, and Prot is really fun to play by fantasy design, right?
Yeah.
Just, and execution, and execution manners, it's just, they're getting outperformed by every other class in some manner or another.
And it's the one of the first tanks. It's kind of sad. I mean, you would have think that they would give more love, I would say.
Yeah, so Warrior being the dominant tank, like the first tier of gear for Warriors was strictly Prot.
Like yesterday, I was looking at the logs, and
They're vanilla tanks, absolutely, and you know the sword and shield and everything, like that. That's fantasy wise, they are the tanks, but they're getting outplayed by the other tanks right now. I would say Prot Warrior is probably even getting outplayed by a Guardian.
well, like I was saying yesterday, I don't know if you heard me, but Run, as like, if you look at his parses in the logs, it says like this has less than 50 parses of Prot Warriors going there.
Yeah,
In heroic, and it's in just heroic, man. It makes very strange.
I don't know what's killing me
Range
there,
5.
Jimmy.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a debuff.
Watch your step.
Oh,
Ultimate.
safe space.
Stay away from lines.
Safe space. Safe by. Safe by.
Ultimate.
Maybe he likes getting silent.
When you
Stay
said
away
you
from
understand
lines.
still
Range
casting
5.
anything.
Made it past the outer defenses. I want their stench removed from my city.
I have activated all
Number one evoker in A. Oh.
Rest assured, these organisms will be expunged
I just looked at the meter.
Do not allow these bots to detect you.
Range 5.
Remaining within the steam will shield you from their sensors.
Can I do this? Yes, I can. I should have used it for the end.
What?
Warning.
I got stunned.
I don't know how that caught us. We're already in the fucking.
Range 5. Range 5.
Oh no.
You can take one hit. You're not casting or anything. Are we missing someone?
Range
Yeah.
5.
Just right there.
I don't see him.
Damn. Screw you, shield.
Range
Oh.
5.
Is there one damage?
Are they healing? Oh no, it's because they're fortified. Ah! Ready?
Yep, good.
Welcome to my garden, trespassers. I'll just take a little of
Range 5.
I can drums.
I see.
Can I? What?
I'm just boring.
Yeah, but
Not interrupt the plant. Why am I destroying it?
Is the
it's the swirly. Not getting used to being melee.
There was no scroll there.
It's a very light blue swirl.
Yeah, there he exploded again, but couldn't see it. Charlie, under him, kind of a thing.
Yeah.
Range 5.
I see that scroll right there, yeah.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah. Stupid gear.
Watch your step.
Ow.
Watch your step. Range 5. Range 5.
We can commandeer that transport to access Mechagon's tower.
Let's go.
my misguided son returns. I'm impressed you made it this far.
You are no longer
I'm not
my
your
father.
son.
Just
Oh,
a
him.
malfunctioning
Oh.
machine that must be shut down.
Poor child. If only you could accept the truth. The curse of flesh has
My mama didn't have sex with the toaster.
replace it with mechanical
Are you sure about that?
fury.
Because he's saying my son is coming back, and I said I'm not your son. And again, my mama didn't have sex with the toaster. Being the king, the toaster.
Range 5.
This hurts. The garrotes they're doing on me, inflicting something, taking damage. Oh, 4. Oh, I'm fine. I just
Range 5.
need to pop defenses. Are you good?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Let's go, babe.
Range 5.
Let's go. Get up over here, you wallop over here. Oh,
Quaking.
a little.
Is that what that was? Is that
Yeah,
quaking?
yeah. Everybody touched themselves.
Range 5.
Or touched themselves. I don't know how to say it.
I was not even near you.
I don't know.
It was your quaking that hit me for 34k.
Also, the short out doesn't help.
Yeah, it fucking hurt.
Yep.
Range 5.
Yes, it does.
Even if Jimmy didn't do it, Alex, that's what we'll tell the village.
I mean, that log even tells you who the quaking is.
Was it?
It was you.
I wasn't even near you though.
Range 5.
What the hell?
I think I was just on the edge of your circle and didn't notice you on
I
the
feel
side there.
so attacked.
I feel attacked.
I need
I mean,
mana.
if you're guilty, I mean, you have nothing you can do about the feeling attacked. You did a deed.
Range 5.
Okay, go ahead. I'll be fine.
Okay. Sure.
I can just.
Ask the druid to innervate you.
Watch me.
Yeah, where's my innervate?
He's dying. That's why.
Run out.
I'm dying.
No, not you.
Range 5.
Alex was going. Yeah, innervate her.
Shit.
No.
I knew that. I knew that was going to be the bar.
Take
Range
off.
5.
Fucking takes off in a butt from my thing. Asshole.
It's running for Sash.
You cannot elude my target.
My Torrens milkshake brings all the robots to the yard.
But you're a male.
Range 5.
So what kind of milk do you do? I don't wanna try and know.
Phase 2.
You wish to test my truth? Obliged.
Range 5.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Yeah. Did someone get killed? Oh yeah, he got
Range
knocked.
5.
I fell.
Yeah, a little bop.
I got
Can
plucked
we?
off the edge.
Yeah, can we battle resurrect?
No, he's off the edge.
Oh, okay, he didn't come back. Okay.
Keep moving.
Oh, you can? Okay. Didn't want to. I knew it.
Range 5.
Why?
DC when I pop my goddamn fucking compose and balance or something.
What's the matter, Jimmy?
That's trying to hit me with the damn thing.
You're complaining like someone was chasing you to do that.
No, nothing. Someone is
I
chasing me.
don't many things.
The mecha originator has been destroyed.
Oh,
Gain these legs
And
for
so
some
has
reason.
my father. You have my gratitude.
you got
heroes.
legs.
Know that King Mechadron's vision
What
of
level?
we
You could
I
upgrade
mean-
one
must now
from the
focus
tier.
on rebuilding.
Get my
Yeah, but I
9.
love this stuff. I'm also trying to upgrade the Valor.
You need
That's
only
more
request
important
it.
than legs.
Well, take them anyway.
I'll just disenchant them.
I'll disenchant them then. Because they're doing nothing for me, so.
I'm just gonna disenchant both, please.
World annihilation was averted.
I like
Don't forget to mention my technical
I love it.
in dismantling those mechanical
9 iron dots.
Gotta love Blizzard's sense of humor. I exchanged my key from a lower because I didn't want Kara. So what did it do? It gave me an upper.
Oh, nice. Well, it's less worse.
Upper is not as bad.
Yeah, exactly.
Except for Medivh.
I'd
Oh,
say
it depends on the
upper-
group.
Lower is easier than upper. Well,
Yeah.
Say
I don't
being the
know.
beast
I
is
feel
safer
it's
for sure.
upper being easier. If we're doing low keys, do you mind if I come with my wife's account?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Do with her. She's tanked, so I'm not changing the tanking system.
Okay,
The
I'm
tanking
sharing.
system. What? Pop
Okay, I'm
chat?
sharing. Goddamn.
Oh, I can't try. It's
Um,
fine when it's my wife. My wife.
Want to do the upper or the iron dogs?
To you people.
What you calling you people?
You people.
We can do the iron dogs. I saw a nice little Mistweaver, or I say monk trick in general, for iron dogs.
Is it getting your clone down and teleporting right back to the ground?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, be careful that
Learned
sometimes,
about it.
because sometimes the ground will melee you regardless of if you're highest on threat.
Really?
Yeah, so just be ready to like
Pop
roll
something.
backward. Yeah,
Who's gonna
Got
melee you?
it.
I figured
I
that
wasn't
out one
listening.
time because I guess if the tank doesn't taunt them or isn't close enough to have threat, it'll just target the closest person. Because
Mm.
I had that
Who?
happen when I sprinted and soul shaped up before.
Oh yeah.
Eh.
When Yifu has to invite him.
Yes. Invite Elise. Let me get a quest away here.
I trust your hunt goes well.
Where are we going again? Iron Dogs, right?
Yeah, iron dogs.
Iron Dogs?
Iron dog.
I had to get up for just a few minutes. Can y'all give me a few minutes? If you need to replace me, that's fine. But I had to get up.
Yeah, I can wait. I don't care.
I mean, sure.
Oh my god, Alex.
That's weird. I'm jumping with the. He has the soul shape of the snake, and in the city, and when the snake jumps, it's just does a. It looks like a staff. It looks like a bow. You're doing a bow.
That's funny.
Wait a second, do I have consumables? With this. It really looks like a tentacle because you don't see the head of the serpent while you're jumping, so it looks like you're moving as a tentacle.
All goods and services may I tempt you with my
Yeah.
words?
Hello, egg.
Good job.
Oh, 1 second. I'll be back.
I don't have oil. Do I have oil? I don't have oil on her. She needs oil. She needs oil. No, I had. Damn it. Too late. Okay, I got my mats. Got everything. Well, it's not mats, it's consumables. To Gorgron. Is anybody a jewel crafter by any chance?
Nope.
She has this. Five minutes? What the hell? It was 1 minute before.
I want pet ducks.
It's really nice, bud.
Need to find how to get some ducks.
Let's go pick them up from a park, man.
I don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can do that, no.
I'm pretty sure you can.
No, I'm pretty sure you can't.
No.
Pretty sure that's rude.
I mean, I was just recently watching some videos about a conservationist in Texas who was literally just doing that, just going out and finding ducks, picking them up and taking them back to the little animal sanctuary he runs.
Why?
Yeah, but it's different though. And even
They
then,
were abandoned. They were abandoned, and there were only 2 of them, and they were in the middle of a group of a completely different kind of duck.
Oh no.
Oh.
So you don't belong to this neighborhood. Oh.
But yes, I am fairly certain that you will check your local laws, but I'm pretty sure you can just go out and grab them.
depends on which one.
I want ducklings, so. I want to hatch a
Eggs.
duck. I should hatch it.
Grab a couple eggs in an incubator.
I shall be the most powerful duck in the world.
Or, just go to an animal supply store, because I'm sure somewhere has them.
Probably, actually.
Farm supply, yeah.
I want a pet chicken be cool, too. Pretty sure if I came home with a pet chicken, my dogs would just be like, what the fuck? We're out.
I'm gonna eat it. No, the cat.
Maybe. Cats are pretty chill.
Not mine.
Oh, man, mine are a bunch of do-nothings. Unless it's a fly, then it doesn't stand a chance now. And sometimes spiders. But only some spiders.
My cat caught a bat.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Did it bring it in as a gift?
It was flying. It was in my sister's room.
Oh.
Yeah.
How did it get in there?
I don't know. I don't know, honestly. What's with that house at the time?
Hmm. Doo-doo. Doo-doo. Let's go. Where's Sash?
Still waiting on Sarge.
Yeah, understandable.
Hasn't returned in 5 minutes. Send out the search party.
Dun, dun. Mm-hmm. Okay. Checking some information about the affiliate and incentive program. I don't know where to see it, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I have no information. More than I have already. There's no incentive for me.
All right, I'm back. Sorry about that. Anybody here?
Physically yes, mentally no.
I mean, that's always.
Alex.
Where are we going?
Iron Dogs. For summoning.
Weed.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
Melty, your Tarn lost weight.
Yeah. I became a woman.
So, what is Immortal Souls?
What is what?
What do you think?
Junie's Guild.
Oh.
Is it like a just a placeholder guild? Is it a raiding guild? Like,
They have a raiding community.
oh. The more important question is, are you transferring that monk over to the Horde on the guild, or are you just gonna leave it there?
This monk is for this guild. Free sustain on Area 52. Because of the days. It works out very well.
That not work.
What does she have as a key? That's true. I didn't do a key last week. I like yours. I didn't see your tweet before, so I just posted it.
What's that?
The picture of the squirrel and Mickey Mouse wanted to photobomb you. What Bassy? Ah, in middle knees. Okay, I see.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Range 5.
He's waiting for the big guy. Shut up.
Range 5. Range 5. Range 5.
I'm getting those
Range
here.
5.
That'll be easy. Getting some percentage.
Range 5. Range 5. Range 5.
You're so quiet. Everybody's focused. Cutting out.
Yes.
Oh.
I know.
Ow.
Range 5. Range 5.
There we go. This one. Everybody's here. Going this way. And we touch.
Watch your feet.
What the hell?
Range 5. Watch your feet. Stop attacking. Safe now. Watch your feet. Range 5. Watch your feet.
Instigates. Nagar, he's dead.
Nice, John.
Pick up anchor and set sail for John.
Mm-hmm.
But now, your
Awesome
soul-
damage.
Range 5.
We will do no such thing. If these weaklings are so eager to die, then we should oblige. But sir, this is the last of the Grom that we have. Blackhead will have our hide if we show up empty-handed.
Hey,
I'm fine. I'm fine.
instead of
Range
launching
5.
the last star individually, how about we have Melty kite a bunch of ads into one place first, and
They can
then
kill
hit
me,
them
that's
with the
fine.
star. I mean, I know it can kill you, but like if you kite properly, then you'll live.
Could just got that center fact of the lost ground at the end.
Range
so
5.
we need to get.
Yeah, also
We don't actually need to put too much effort into.
in the stars.
Just a thought.
On a hierarchy, yeah, it'd make sense to do that.
Look at that.
Well, we were missing some trash here, so we're going to need to pull some packs at the end.
Yeah,
Alex is-
Range 5.
we're gonna. Oh, Alex does it.
You don't actually
Thank
need
you,
to get that much trash there, other than the
No.
guns.
And you can miss one ground. And make sure that getting
Range
some
5.
trash, extra trash at the beginning. Oh yeah, it doesn't become a demon. And it hurts.
Range 5.
Weapon spike, so it can. All over the place.
Range 5. Range 5.
Go, 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 go. Horn. Horn tooth.
Range 5.
Stupid fire.
That's annoying.
Yeah. It always is.
Please.
Range 5.
Ba-bam.
Range 5. Range 5. Range 5.
Sorry. I'm more tired than expected. My energy gets shooked yesterday. And this morning too, I had someone to clean my conduits this morning.
4, 3, watch your step. 1, charging, move. Shockwave, watch your step. 4, 3.
Penguin sphere.
Range 5. Charging, move. Shockwave. 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop the charging. Move.
Don't attack the orb.
Range 5. Shockwave.
No, it's just Junie attacking it, so I don't think she's doing what shit ton of damage.
I think you're with the giant beam coming down on
No.
I mean, this beam, but it's not me.
It's not really you.
Range 5.
Do you do a lot of damage, Junie, as a... Do you quest as a...
I did have a quest as a speaker.
You did do quest as a Missouri?
I did, yep.
Yeah.
It's pretty sustainable. For a healer, at least.
Range 5.
Yeah, I do the same with my Holy Paladin. I stay as Holy, and that's why I was asking.
Range 5.
Ow! What the hell? I hate this place. Well, this platform. It's always the same. Yep, caltrops.
Jesus Christ, 10k healing.
Range 5.
No, there is always a lot of damage there.
Yeah. Had Chiju running as well during that.
Range 5.
I think it's mostly... There's one of them that keeps throwing shit at you. I think it's the Wrangler. Yeah, the Wrangler does a lot of damage. In the other group, not now. I mean, now it's the... Now it's the Spitter, but...
You
need to be...
from opening up cages.
no. Well, to open up the same cages. That's the only...
Alex? Are you playing, are you playing outside? With some yard work? Construction yard or something?
You can make sure that it either doesn't open the wolf or it doesn't open the thing that...
You can make it now in bold.
Oh really? Wait,
But
for
it requires very specific timing though on something.
no, forget it.
It's specific positioning to not open the wolf cage. You can't stop them from opening. You can't stop them from opening any of them, but you can stop them from opening one or the other.
Yeah, that's what I thought. That's what I read about.
I saw
Yeah, I think
something
range 5.
in video for Anabot before they added the extra. The group brought it up to
we need a
top of
little bit
those
more.
stairs up there just before the last boss, and used his time to feed
Range
to
5.
keep it up there without it despawning.
We don't have okay. Thank you. She came all alone.
Range 5.
What happened to
Range
you,
5.
John? Fire?
His cloth robe caught fire.
I see.
Okay.
Well, his name is Crimson. Makes sense.
Range 5. Range 5. Range 5.
There you go. So wolf or doesn't matter really.
Range 5.
Some like barrels over here.
Yeah,
It's by the stairs.
let's go. Yeah, that's what I do usually because for me wolf are easier than the acid spitter.
Charging.
Actually, we can perma
Range
CC
5.
the acid spitters with hibernate.
Okay, cool. Yeah, the druids don't always do it though. That's the problem. Maybe you do it.
Range 5.
I'm gonna position myself again. So he opens the cage next to me here.
Charging. Move.
Nice at bucket.
Range 5.
I'm gonna get Alex.
Charging. Move. Range 5.
He's not getting another cage.
He's dead.
I went for the acid spitter anyway.
How dare you march into my docks and so brazenly set foot on
Range
my
5.
Yeah, it's very easy. I've had it in a key before where he kept getting them to open the same cage. It was just me and another druid, and we managed to kill fast enough. We just kept the two of them hibernated.
Nice.
Very nice.
Ready?
Yep, go ahead.
It's nice. It's very, very nice. Oh, they hard together.
Range 5.
Range it. Range it.
Knocking back.
Nope.
Find shelter.
Kill the other guys and spawn the cannon guy.
Koramar, no!
Can you guys out?
I will avenge you!
You don't use guns at Thorn. I agree. That's
Range
He
5.
died quickly.
Knocking back. Find shelter.
The evoker number 1 got him. And I did the wrong spell. I did lay on hands when I was full. Really useful.
Find shelter. Phase change.
I'm over here, I'm almost. Okay.
I was kind of hoping Blade Center would remember that knockback, but it did not care.
Nope. Usually doesn't. It just smacks it. I love a smack. Ooh. Nothing.
nothing.
Helm, Judy?
Yes, I will take the helm.
Range 5.
I'm gonna. What the hell? Yeah, what the hell?
50K. 50K. Come on.
I can't even.
You want to know? Hey, you want to know what's really sad?
You wanna be alliance? Well,
Range
That's
5.
sad.
What, you want it for 50k, Sash?
What's that?
I said, did you want it for 50k?
ooh, 288.
Hey, I was able to exchange my keystone again.
What'd you get?
Now,
Range
this
5.
time I got a workshop.
Why were we having? Why are we having? Waking? The hell! It's over, dungeon. It's over.
Yeah, I got a workshop now.
I got a gambit with her. Level 3.
Range
lower.
5.
11 lower.
Well, it's dead. It's now dead. Dead key.
Lower's dead.
Yeah, dead key.
I'll keep waking. Trying to port out.
You couldn't port away?
My thing says stop casting and it was red. It's like, oh shit.
So what next?
But, I mean, we could try the lower.
If we're going anything above a 10, I'm going to switch to my hunter.
That's fine.
Because my warrior's not keeping up in damage.
I have to point in 10 minutes, so you'll have to replace me.
I'm gonna switch to my survival hunter because I can probably out DPS my druid on it.
Okay.
Despite
Okay,
being
I'm
like
gonna-
20 levels lower.
I'm going to the bathroom. Be right back.
Boomkin is really fun sometimes, and then the other time when you don't have your minute cooldown up, you're just like, oh. Still
Yeah,
Boomkin.
you feel kind of dead without your cooldowns.
With no cooldown at all, like the most I can do single target is like 7k. It's terrible.
Right?
Straight up just noodle numbers.
info.
So Twitch just announced that they are basically going to phase out the 70-30 split. Everybody will be on a 50-50 split. And if there's a premium contract going on with a large streamer that's already at 70-30, they will remain at 70-30 for the first $100,000 that they earn, and then from then on out it'll be 50-50.
Oh, okay.
They openly admitted that they didn't have a baseline criteria to get that 70-30 split. It wasn't always kept, and it wasn't always fairly distributed and whatnot. And so, you know, let's see. They what was their? As we reflected on how we handled these premium deals, we realized a few problems. First, we had not been transparent about the existence of such deals. Second, we were not consistent in qualification criteria, and they generally went to larger streamers. And finally, we don't believe it's right for those on standard contracts to have buried revenue shares because of the size of the streamer.
Where did Alex go?
I thought wait, John said he had to leave in 10 minutes.
Yeah, I know about
and
that.
Alex was switching to his
He's gonna grab his hunter, but he hasn't locked it yet.
Who is this warlock?
Guilty of mine.
Well, then I don't know where Alex is right now because he's not on his hunter. He probably had to do that for a minute. I'm sure.
Probably don't take too long.
Oh, wait a second. I gotta take my druid.
Okay.
I'm back.
I don't really want to, but I need Valor.
Oh, okay. I'm sure you'll be fine.
I've had my Mecha Goblins chilling in my bags forever. Not upgraded.
So now we have no sort of melee interrupt.
What is we're doing again? Are we doing upper?
Lower.
Oh, okay. Never mind. Alright. I was gonna say, if we're doing upper, that might be kind of bad, but...
Yeah.
We're doing what?
11 upper, or lower, good golly.
We're doing
Upper or lower?
Lower. The lower.
Are we going? You want to do my 16 lower then?
No. Get ready for that. I need to find something real quick.
Did John die?
You have to leave.
John had to leave, remember?
I mean, I do now, I guess.
You do now?
Ay, ay, ay.
The fate of our world hangs in the balance. You are our last best hope. I don't have a target.
Can I get summon? I, for some reason, went to Gorgon again, and my heart was on cooldown.
Uh-oh, okay.
I know the reason. You weren't looking. What happened?
How dare you summon me?
I'm upstairs. mm.
Get down here.
Then okay, I'm good.
Surprised they didn't take that joke out.
Which one? I wasn't.
He said, "I hate Thunder Bluff. You can't find a good burger anywhere."
5, 4, 3.
That's funny.
1.
That's why.
I think it wise to divide our efforts. Our work
I think Dorans are vegan, so.
magical defenses. You may need to take a more blunt force approach.
Are you moving it?
Oh, sorry. Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot that you were wearing a hunter.
I didn't know you were moving it. Like, if I had known you were moving it, like.
I usually do. Yeah, I go with
Yeah,
it.
it's very common that people move it.
Yeah.
Well, it's fortified week, so.
I know, but still.
Actually, people stuff by it, but. Are we gonna do the death run or no?
Yes,
Yes. Yeah, we're skipping
Inferno
behind.
11, is it really necessary?
Yes.
It's honestly just necessary to do
It's
anyway.
the Firelands, yeah. The Firelands portal guy are really
It
annoying.
sucks. It does not matter if you hold.
Yeah.
Range 5.
Really, the level, it doesn't really matter. Yeah. Any level, it just sucks.
Shockwave. Range 5.
Watch out for the pennies. Kinda like in real life, you don't want pennies landing on your head.
Range 5.
That's funny.
Range 5.
It would be cool if she gets the shocker. Doesn't slot for Palace Borat.
Range 5.
Ones that are low, I'm gonna pick the other ones.
Oh shit.
Can you stun them? You can stand them. You can stand.
Yes.
I always forget.
May I have a live guy I was going on live too?
No, I seriously did my screen first. There, I got it.
Shockwave.
That's also my backup excuse as well.
Like,
I'm
Range
running a
5.
potato, not you.
was it that Ariak would say it was a graphical error? Alex, you know?
Kind of a bitch.
It's a
I'm gonna stop
graphical
using.
bug. It's like it's a graphical bug that you got fucking nailed in the face.
Shut up. Get out of the corner.
Nobody want to talk to him?
Yeah, I jump on. Okay.
Range 5.
Now come to hug me. Okay. No one wants a hug.
We just found out that Cyber PK icon does is 0 build.
What?
Remember the Cyber PK icon cup?
Yeah.
It's 0 build.
Range 5.
Can the fair Bella learn to love the surly brute? Or will a ghastly curse claim the lives of the prince and his servants?
Range 5.
See for yourself whether the rose of passion blooms beneath a beastly veneer. And now,
This next quaking, I want to hit the wall up.
No, don't.
Watch.
Don't do it.
Watch, here it comes.
Range 5.
Let's go.
Run.
So
Keep
mean.
moving.
Fuck! I got hit by one of the. Keeps hitting me. I don't see it coming on me. Coming on me.
I can't.
Range 5.
I got it.
Down.
Yeah, I'm using the spray.
Hope I don't spoil your appetite, dearie.
Range 5.
So many sprays. Leftovers.
What kind of leftovers?
Range 5.
Whoops, where are they going?
Defensive. Range 5. Interrupt. Range defensive.
Not just die. In the video game, of course.
Range 5.
There's actually a Dreadlord when you do this.
Hug me.
Or two Dreadlords.
yeah.
There's a way to get this one and the name guy before you do this.
Who are you?
Oh,
Yes.
you do it, and you say it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured you would know.
Happily ever after.
Usually that's what I do. I just don't get the name one. Fuck the name one.
Range
jump?
5.
So we jump. Jump around. Jump. Jump.
Down first?
Yeah. And we go up.
No, you jump. Yeah, you jump down. You go do a horseman first.
I was gonna say, typically,
Range 5.
you,
Pull back here.
No problem. I'm trying to survive.
what do you call it? I have hero in
Range 5.
I wonder what my master even does for movement.
Isn't it tight?
Just percentage damage.
What killed you? Oh, it's the trample stone that the other one was casting.
I got charged. I wasn't paying attention.
It charged that much? Was it a good rate?
No. Fucking suck.
Shockwave. Range 5.
This Valorant can't fucking fire.
For many years, I've had this hunt like game for the Master's dream.
Range 5.
Damn it!
The glory of the kill.
Get off me.
Man, you don't even do the healer dispel on this fight anymore.
I know.
No. Does it exist?
So lame.
Not-
Yeah, it's a little bit lame.
Range 5.
It was really hard to see.
Nah, not really.
It was such a simple thing to like.
It was
It was
easy
such a
to
simple
see.
thing that.
You're talking to someone who's practically blind.
Well, no, I don't even know. It's just, it was such a like simple thing that people just didn't think about because it didn't show up
Range
on their
5.
bar. And they were like, "Well, what the fuck? How do we handle it?"
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
You won't believe it, but if you actually
you
look
have
with
to
your
watch.
eyes, you'll figure it out.
Yeah, you will see. And even if you told everybody, it's like a ghost on your shoulders. No, nobody cared.
Interrupt. Range 5.
Please look for the ghost on your shoulders.
Interrupt. Range 5.
Yeah, good. Probably great.
You're doing good.
I've seen Boomkins around the same gear levels and do like 40k a pull somehow, and I don't know how.
Range 5.
Cheating.
I know they can do really high damage, like consistently. I don't know.
Range 5.
Bullshit. I went to jump out of the way and jumped into the wall. Didn't have enough space.
I love that.
No, Jimmy, I don't. God.
Man, I love it.
Range 5.
Oh, it's fucking brain.
Oh, this is hurting.
Jesus, sir.
No, I just said ooh is hurting.
Interrupt.
Not Jesus.
Jesus hurt you too, though.
I don't care about Chewie.
Chewy?
Chewie. That's you call Jesus. People in people call Jesus like Jesus. In Spanish, you call them
Range
Chewie.
5.
My cousin, he's
Oh my god.
Convoke the spirit!
Range 5. Shockwave.
Hey, can you live, Alex? I'm dying.
Ow.
Interrupt.
That charging is so annoying.
Range 5.
Do you need to drink?
No, I'm good. I'm still full. That's the joy of being a fist weaver.
Yeah. Nothing better than a good fist.
Hey, where are you going?
Defense. Charging. Move. 4, 3.
Stacking in 1, 2.
One.
Stacking.
Charging. Defensive.
Stacking after the monster strike. Get up. Shadow
Charger.
suffering. Stacking.
Oh my god, fuck.
Don't get killed again. Why are you over here?
Watch your step.
I'm gonna say watching out your son.
I hope not. They shouldn't reset. You can
Watch
run
your
around
step.
everywhere
Range
here
five.
instead of this place.
Watch your step.
To get out of the stables, yes, you will reset.
Charging. Move. Charging. Range 5.
Melee.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Shadow suffering.
Charging. Move.
We are outside of the. Yeah.
In a circle.
Defense. Charging. Move.
Wow! Wow! Wow!
Range 5.
Motherfucker.
Let's go!
Range 5.
Range 5. Range 5.
Range 5.
What's behind your ears,
Range
Ash? 2 bats. Oh, I see.
Wait, are you going up?
Yes.
Here,
Morrow's.
the wooden stair.
Oh. What the hell?
There's like 20 different routes in this damn thing.
Yeah. The.
Do you need some help?
Range 5.
Are you good?
There you are.
There's one very, very common one, and we're not doing it.
Yeah, I thought we were going back up the
Range
stairs.
5.
We can. We can. It just gives
no,
an extra
it
mob
doesn't
to.
really
Where it's
matter.
going here is fine.
Doesn't really matter. Just having the 6 of them here. Yeah, exactly.
Range 5.
I like the kitchen. Yes.
Shockwave.
Circle under your feet.
Range 5.
No, that's basically what I'm doing right now. Fire, fire, fire.
More
Range
fire.
5.
Oh yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Range 5.
I gotta do Karen Classic this week. I gotta complete my Bane quest. I'm already at 1500 gold, by the way.
Range 5.
Ghostly shit. There's a servant there.
One fold.
Oh, okay.
It was the
Huh?
He backed into it.
Range 5.
Damn it,
It
Alex.
was in the doorway.
Yeah, I know.
We're going a weird way.
You're not used to it. So you're butt pulling. To be honest, is that this is the route that most pugs go with. I don't know why, but
I've seen like 2 or 3 different routes.
yeah, me too. And mostly because I am the route master.
I was used to doing it
I am the route master.
before they nerfed it for babies.
Ugh. Ugh. I also did it before babies and
Range 5.
never timed it.
After they've made changes, I've been able to time it.
You haven't been after the changes?
Oh.
I haven't. I haven't taken
Like
the.
3 weeks.
I haven't timed the higher than
Range 5.
12 in here.
I don't even
Did
think
a
mine is that high
16 and
for
she
it
tested
now.
it.
Yeah, no, mine is still the 16 I did, like, fucking loop 2.
Haven't done it since.
Not fortified, no.
And neither. That's the only one that I don't have either Tyrannical or for the fight.
I only have a 5 on it, on Tyrannical.
I don't have a 10 on Red Bull.
You kinda don't need it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Well, you
I'd like
definitely
to get all of mine at
Range
15
5.
at least.
But you need it.
Shockwave.
But I already have
You don't need to
KSM,
time it.
No, I mean, like, I got KSM week 2 having a 5 in it. I just had to do 18s and everything else. Or 17s.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. You need higher keys on the other ones. Oh,
Range 5.
fucking shield sometimes it scares me.
It was so much easier because, like, no one was able to get lower Karazhan done those first few weeks, really.
Yeah.
It was
Right now it's almost impossible though.
it's a lot
With
better
bugs,
now.
with bugs. Not with bugs.
Range 5.
You are a fortunate individual.
I tried a couple of 15 and 16.
Paralyze one of them.
There's a lot of people who leave after a couple of wipes on the first bosses.
Range 5.
Mostly on Opera, if they cannot manage to kill it correctly, yeah, it is. Forget it. On high keys, of course. We're speaking
I
of
think his
keys.
first week was hell.
Well, the only thing that's bad about Wicked is you had to do the jump up
Range
thing,
5.
which for some reason...
Right there, Sash.
The monkeys fucking hurt.
Shockwave.
I buffed you because you had mobs on you. You can attack. You don't receive a damage debuff anymore.
Range 5.
You weren't?
No.
I think you probably meant to bot me or something. 'Cause I was getting
Maybe.
5%.
I went with the aggro.
I had like 4 hits on it, I didn't get bombed. I got my doom.
I only have one, okay?
Alright. Who's got
Range 5.
Can I just sunfire all these?
No, don't do that.
Just a lot, yeah.
Okay.
let's go.
Oh, I can crackle one down for you.
I'll drag you out by your scruff.
Yes.
Shockwave.
I'll crackle one down.
I got it.
Okay.
Never mind. Because she's casting.
Just give it a sec. She'll get there.
Because she's a bitch. There we go.
Defensive.
I hate casters because I cannot send my shield at the moment. Up.
It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Range 5.
So we
Yeah, kill lady. No, everybody's dying.
We we fucked up a little bit.
We push more fast.
Yes.
Range 5. Defensive.
We can survive this.
Range 5. Defensive. Range 5.
We just need a moment.
Bam. There's a demon running around. I'm just gonna wait for it. Well, the time that this dies.
Alex was like, damn it, I almost had that song out of my head.
What's up?
Range 5.
I don't know what song you're talking about.
I remember what it's called. Keep everything right up. It's from, I mean, it's a song from the 80s, but it's on Guardians of the Galaxy Awesome Mix 1 and 2.
Shockwave.
Oh, that's not fast.
You have a mind control.
Sorry, bro. You guys realize you don't have to kill that turn, right? Fires off.
Crap.
Boy, do I miss Seed of Corruption.
Thinking about it because of wearing Kara?
Well, because when my Warlock was so
Range
geared, I
5.
could literally just get the tank to run in, pull 4 of these groups, and burrow 5 or 6 seeds and blow up the entire room at once.
Nice.
Legitimately do like 30k DPS in Classic. Because uncapped Seed of Corruption.
Yeah. You kept everything.
You couldn't hold threat off it, it was just too much AoE damage. Like Seed, it hits multiple targets, but as hard as my Shadow Bolt hits the target border.
I think we're gonna take the middle.
Fights like the Satyr guy were next to impossible with the Warlocks.
Let's get in.
Range 5. Range 5.
Keep seeing limit on my Starfall, like hovering over enemies that are in combat. It makes me twitch a little bit when I see it.
What is that?
Range 5.
I need the shot.
As I remember the days of Starfall pulling everything.
Oh yeah.
You pulled him out of my interrupt.
That makes no sense. Should have worked. The shield in their faces.
Range 5.
Hey TG, how you doing, buddy?
You're not supposed to stay there. You're supposed to move.
Range 5. Range 5.
We're going out to the beta for a little while. I feel like I've done good and not played it a whole lot in the last few days.
Interrupt. Shockwave.
Sounds like chicken.
Range 5. Interrupt.
Must feel weird for like Tauren and other druids to have a spell called Fury of the Loom.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
Like my troll would not give a shit.
Can we loot? No.
Range 5.
Makes no fucking sense. Well, the same thing with paladins and the light. It's not really the light, it's the sun.
Now the Ignorant Paladin offers just being conviction in light, regardless of who's using it prior.
Yeah.
It was a distinction they always made, like up until Wrath, as to why some races couldn't be priests and stuff.
Yeah.
Small bit, but that's fine.
Let's go. We're gonna get the room afterwards.
Yep.
And so begins your purification.
I know what I missed them. I was we're good, we're good. No, we're not.
Step into the light, mortal.
We hero? Yes.
Interrupt.
If we can. Do we have hero?
We do. We should.
I don't have a less pet out.
Why? Why?
No, got marks.
No, he got the sacred ground again.
It's dying. Don't worry about it. It's dying.
No, it's dying.
I think you're a beast master.
I thought so.
All mortals, within your heart,
Repent. Repent.
By the way, March Hunters are still expected to hero.
Yeah.
Interrupt. 4. Range 5.
You are all as corrupt.
But I also remember someone saying they brought drums too, so.
No, not me. But my main has drums, yeah.
And not the light account.
Our friend. Yeah, it's still worth using hero with drums and strings are bad now.
Range 5.
So no.
Yeah, but if I pull out a pet, I lose 10% of my damage.
For a second. You do hero dismiss and that's it.
Yeah,
but
but
that's
like
two.
GCDs.
That's should be enough, right? don't know. Yeah, I missed you know, the one that's next to the entrance with the ushers.
Yeah.
Yeah, I missed some there.
That's fine. Not a big deal. We're good.
Keystone Conqueror.
Sunday.
Awesome.
Cool. And we get.
Ah, I got nothing. Nothing, I say.
Need some resties?
No. Legendary.
Yuck.
They completely
Legendary's
didn't.
on rest.
294.
Not complain, just incredibly disappointed.
Disappointed. It's disappointing, Sash. You need a break?
Yeah.
I need coffee. I need cafe. Be right back.
Oh, that's funny. My friend sent me a picture of his Fitbit. He was playing Elden Ring, and I guess because he was like freaking out and panicking while he was playing it, for 20 minutes while it was in a boss fight, his Fitbit thought he was on the elliptical.
That's funny.
Wow. Nice. Good job. There you go.
Your skill.
Just don't work out, just play Elden Ring.
House Flipper 2 is now on Steam, the wish list.
House Flipper 2. House Flipper's only single player, huh?
Yeah, it is.
Lame.
No. No.
Banana.
It's because I ate cereal earlier and now my cat just wants cereal. Cereal.
I feed my fish cereal.
I'm at 278. Nice.
You eat your fish with cereal, you said?
Yeah.
What?
Nah, I feed them cereal.
I know, I heard you the first time. It's just
I don't know.
Mostly
They
fish
like
cereal.
They like cereal. No,
Yeah.
they like Frosted Flakes.
it's just the milk they don't like.
Yeah, I just pour like a half bowl of Frosted Flakes in. And...
It's just the milk.
Oh no, I put some fat-free milk in and they like it.
Ah, okay.
Oh my
It's
God.
fine then.
That's funny as shit. I can't upgrade that yet. Damn it. I'll upgrade my belt.
Well, I upgraded the shoulders she had to 285 with all the valor.
Nice.
That's nice.
That's very nice.
Yeah, she's gonna be happy. Just gonna have a 294 to choose for. Gonna do 2 more, and she will have 2 choices.
2 choices.
2
I have
choices.
2 pieces with leech on it.
Little beta fish.
Gotta love leech.
You can say now that you're such a leech.
Hey,
I have
Jimmy.
8%. What?
Ah,
What are the strongest days of the week?
The strongest days of the
I don't know.
What are the strongest days of the week?
Friday because it's a day before weekend.
Saturday and Sunday, because all the other days are weekdays.
Yeah. That's true. A simple.
She's over there like, she's like, what the fuck?
I'm sorry? What?
Did you not get it?
No, I don't get it.
They're weak, Judy.
They're weak, Jenny. Weak.
Okay, what about?
W-E-A-K.
Oh, I get it.
Yeah,
I get it now.
you are weak. Kind of a thing.
I'm stupid. Shut up. Oh shit! I need to drink my tea.
Nerd.
Your letter T?
My tea.
Yeah, your letter?
No, TEA.
Tooth.
Tooth.
Tooth. Two tooths.
Nope, you're cutting out. We all left, and both two of them left for Dreamlight. I know one left for the Solace.
Your streaming is not working.
My streaming is not okay. Oh no, I have a blocker right now.
The stream you're viewing currently has reduced video or audio quality. This may be due to network connections.
Oh really?
That's what Junie's stream says in Discord here.
I thought you meant my stream. I was like, where? What the fuck? What happened to it?
Savannah, Elaine. You claim that code?
Sure.
So, and it worked? All right. Go Beans.
Go Beans?
Go Beans. This is this guy. So hip.
So hip.
Yay, versatility.
Makes me think of the meme with Steve Buscemi. What are you doing, you fellow youngsters?
Man, 87 mastery.
Less than a month after coming back online, Dark Souls 3 PC servers are gone again.
Why?
Why?
Yeah.
Okay.
Let me read. Hold on for a second.
No, you have to know it before.
After 7 months of silence, Dark Souls 3 PvP servers on PC finally roared back to life at the end of August. It was fun while it lasted, but it didn't last long because a month later they're offline again. Complaints about the Gone Again servers began to appear on Steam yesterday, as players complained they couldn't connect to servers, or in some cases, launch the game at all. The problem appeared suddenly and it was clearly widespread, but there was no indication about what happened. The most recent announcement about Dark Souls 3 on Steam was posted in August. The Twitter account, at this time, there is a confirmed issue with Dark Souls 3 online play via the Steam platform. We are investigating the source of the problem and will inform you as soon as more details become available. Thank you for your patience.
Funny part is it was on sale for Steam Summer Sale. I mean, to be honest, a lot of people don't play the PvP aspect of Dark Souls because it's complete horseshit. And it's literally about spawning into someone's world without them noticing and trying to backstab them from behind. But it is hilarious. Respect that. But it
Still
is,
not
as the
4K.
kids would say, as the Junies would say, some shit.
What? I'm sorry, what'd you just say?
I said it is, as the kids would say, or as the Junies would say, some shit.
The Junies.
The
Really?
Junies.
Have you even broke your teenager yet? Are you still 19 or have you turned 20 yet?
Not yet. Another month and like 8 days.
How did you
Ooh.
go like 12, 13, 20?
Haha, very funny.
12,
Well, that's
13,
okay. She's going to turn 20, but she'll still be 4'1".
Oh.
5'1", get it
Ah.
right.
Ouch.
At least you broke 5 feet. I have a friend who's like 4'11" still, and it's funny. So.
My
It's not
sister,
really- not really
my
funny.
sister's gonna be 30. No, she is 30. Never mind. She is 30. She's only 5 foot.
We are back. Can I watch a video?
I mean, there's nothing you can do about your height.
No.
No. Well, there's a stretching operation that you can do.
I'm not gonna grow anymore.
It's like the femur and like thigh extension thing, but that would that's like extreme.
And very creepy.
Unless you have like big fucking like rod marks from on your leg, yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna
They
be
only do
weird.
that with people that have like short, like compressed spines that need a little extra height.
Yeah. Yeah.
As long as your
I got
spine is
Gambit
proportional.
out of that.
Canby.
Yeah, I got
Gambit. Gambit.
Love Canby. I don't. I hate Gambit. Actually, I don't hate Gambit, but fuck Gambit. Lovingly, of course. Still fuck Gambit.
I don't even want to play my cookies this week at all. Because I
Oh yeah, and like wait a second.
Evie, you're back! And just in time for Dragonflight!
I'm back! Oh man, it seems like ages since I've been in game.
Ah, well, that's because of the time skip.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, even though in reality you've only been away since 9.2, in game 3 years have passed since between when we killed the jailer and now.
Oh, what if I didn't kill the jailer?
It's fine, it's still been 3 years.
Ah, that's why it's felt so long. I've got to say, it's been great having all that spare time without any world-ending threats to get things done.
Yeah. What?
I mean, 3 years. I've had time to get my PhD.
You got your PhD in the time skip?
Well, not just that, obviously. I managed to finish my novel, too.
You wrote a novel?
And get cracking on the sequel.
Oh, wow.
And write a screenplay for my novel.
Everton, that's incredible.
Well, I mean, it has been 3 years. Oh, and I walked the Appalachian Trail. Always wanted to do that.
Me too.
You should have come. But I guess you've been busy for the last 3 years too, right?
Yeah, totally.
What did you do?
Well,
Nothing.
I mean, I played WoW. Like, retail, but also classic, and alpha, and beta.
Oh, cool. Anything else?
Yeah? Elden Ring?
Yeah. Oh, did you finish Endwalker?
No.
Never mind. Did you get your driving license?
No.
Oh, did you manage to take a look at that broken pipe outside the kitchen like you said?
It's like the next thing on my list, okay?
Oh, cool. Well, I've got to go do a lecture about 19th century haiku. Oh, yeah, I speak Japanese now.
Really?
Yeah, I learned Japanese.
In the time skip?
Yeah, it was actually really hard. It took ages. Anyway, I'll be back for the lunch. Sayonara!
Oh wow, she really can speak Japanese. Man, Evie is so amazing. It kind of makes me feel a bit unaccomplished. Maybe we should try and do something important and fulfilling before the time skip finishes.
Nope.
I don't know, Bane. I just feel like I'm wasting my life.
I've ordered pizza.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Move up.
Knowledge is power.
Hello, Internet. Taliesin here, and welcome to another episode of the Weekly Reset. Taliesin and Evertel's Wondrous Wisdom Show in a week where, well, look, I'll be honest, we just got back from Guild Holiday, which was not fun at all, obviously, because we spent all of our time discussing potential tactics for the first Dragonflight raid and the upcoming Race to World First for guilds with names a bit like Immortalis. So, sorry for no episode last week, and sorry for the late episode today. We've got a new camera. I recorded the entire episode, intro and all, on the wrong camera setting, so extra specially sorry for that, especially as there is just so much to talk about and catch up on, including all the new best stuff from the Dragonflight beta and PTR, updates on the gearing controversy of last show, new gearing controversy, and of course, Wrath of the Lich King Classic. Going into pre-patch, and Blizzard starting the legendary Scourge invasions accidentally. I have no idea how video games work, like what needs to happen for that mistake to happen or whatever, but I am pretty certain it's a big bug.
Wait.
starting the legendary Scourge invasions accidentally. I have no
Really?
idea how video
That's
games
why.
work, like what
Ah.
needs to happen for that mistake to happen or whatever, but I am pretty certain it's a big button on a desk. Scourge
Yeah.
invasion button. And I love that
Scourge
someone
invasion
just
button.
pressed that button by mistake. Like maybe they just put their sandwich on it absent-mindedly. Maybe they mistook it for the introduce new shit monetization into Overwatch 2 button. Maybe they just
Yeah.
really love pressing buttons and couldn't resist it. And I relate. And I know we don't really talk about Classic on this channel, do we? And there's a very
Yeah.
good reason for that. I don't really play Classic. And by that I mean not beyond the first couple of weeks at least. I'm a proud member of
After
the
the
90%
leveling.
of the community that pops in at the beginning of a Classic launch with my new boosted character and levels a bit until I'm bored or until something new happens in the live game which distracts me. I always end up having a ton of fun for those couple of weeks, and I am especially looking forward to dropping into Howling Fjord and Grizzly Hills this time around for some proper nostalgia, because Wrath is where I started playing the game. Normally I wouldn't even bother with the pre-patch, to be perfectly honest, but this time around I had an extra incentive in the Frostbrood Proto-Worm, a new
Yeah,
mount
exactly.
for retail WoW,
It's
which
free.
players obtain through completing the
Well,
Death
it's
Knight
free if you
starting
have the sub.
experience in Classic. And you better believe that I want a cool shiny Ice Dragon mount, because I'm kind of
who
into
doesn't?
dragons right now for some reason. So you better believe that I completed the Death Knight starting experience in Wrath, which really didn't even feel especially classic-y, to be honest, since it's barely changed in the last 14 years. But I got my Proto Drake, which is good, because I am very intrigued by the wording on Blizzard's blue post about it. Players will earn the Frostbrood Proto-Worm to carry them through their adventures in Shadowlands and beyond into the upcoming Dragonflight expansion.
I didn't notice
I don't know
that
about you,
in
fam, but
Beyond.
that sounds suspiciously to me like the Frostbrood
Like a
Proto-Worm will be
customization.
usable in Dragonflight, which, you know, of course it is, all mounts are, but the only mounts that will be able to fly in Dragonflight, and therefore carrying me through my Dragonflight adventures, until like 10.2 or whatever, are dragon riding mounts, of which we currently know of the 4 base models, the Season 1 Gladiator mount, which works as a skin to the Highland Drake, and a mystery 6th model in the files, which we assume will be awarded for something else. And hey, I think new skins for dragon riding mounts from achievements is an excellent reward form in the new expansion. I'm sure Cutting Edge and Ahead of the Curve and Keystone Master achievements will all reward their own dragon riding skins at some point, and I think that'll be really cool. Not quite on the level of how cool getting new artifact skins was in Legion, but definitely a similar vibe, and I am totally in favor of it. So what I'm asking is the Frostbrood Proto-Worm one such skin? I mean, obviously it is a mount
Yeah.
in the normal sense as
I
well.
thought about it
Is it a skin?
too.
It does
But I
use
thought
the
it was
exact
only me.
same skeleton as the renewed Proto Drake.
Yeah.
Coincidentally, the first dragon riding mount you get given. Is this, yes, a normal mount, but also a skin for that one particular type of Drake? Well, I hope so, obviously, because that would be extraordinarily cool, and I've talked about it quite a lot now, but just to be clear, I don't think that is what this blue post is saying. I think it's just a confusingly written blue post, so don't get too excited.
Aww.
Although, yeah, I know, I did try and test this out by completing the DK starting zone in Wrath Classic, then logging into Shadowlands to open up and equip the mount reward, then copy that character over onto the Dragonflight Alpha to see if anything happened when I mounted the Frostbrood Proto-Worm in the Dragon Isles. And currently, the Frostbrood Proto-Worm does not even appear in your mount collection on the beta. Which, I don't know, if it was just a normal mount that was perfectly normal and worked normally, why wouldn't it just appear on my mount tab on the beta yet? I don't know. I think it's time for our weekly beta and PTR Dragonflight update. New on the PTR this week. The PTR, the public test realm, is up, which it usually is for around 2 months before the pre-patch goes live. And it is the pre-patch PTR, so that means it doesn't have any of the Dragon Isles, but also at the moment it doesn't even have the revamped Uldaman dungeon, which will be playable in the pre-patch, or Drakthir Evokers, which we've been told will also be available. That essentially means this PTR is just the new talent trees, but honestly, that is plenty to be getting on with, because of course being PTR,
also,
that means
you can planify,
anyone can play it and give
a little bit
feedback on
more.
the changes to their favorite class.
But
So get on there and make sure Blizzard don't dick
there's a
you.
lot of
make
talents
sure
that
your
don't
class
work.
is as fun and satisfying as it should be. Also on the PTR this week, data mining found a new transmog, or at least a new transmog recolor, which Wowheads speculate is connected to the pre-patch event. event, as it is currently item level 250 and can be equipped at level
250?
58. Currently, of course, we don't actually know if that's true because we know very little about the pre-patch event, but this recolor is really cool. The leather and mail sets absolutely having a very strong Emerald Dream vibe, which is interesting, isn't it? I just find that interesting is all. Also new on beta this week, the Seed of Renewed Souls, a toy that allows players to take their selected soul shape whenever they like. It's just the appearance without the speed boost. It breaks on entering combat or casting, but if it's not broken, then the effect lasts 10 minutes on a 5-minute cooldown, effectively allowing players to just hang out in their soul shape and chill when they're out and about or just in cities, or, most importantly of all, when they know they're about to enter an in-game cutscene and they desperately need to appear as a perfect tiny round pig in the cinematic, as they should, as we all should. It also means that the things to do before Dragonflight YouTube meta lists need to be like clear out your bags, drop old quests, go to Oribos and switch Covenant to Ardenweald so that you can pick up the toy from Lady Moon in the heart of the forest and select the beautiful perfect round tiny pig shape so that you can always become the perfect round tiny pig whenever you like, which is obviously going to be always. Also new on beta this week, maps for the new Vault of the Incarnates raid, the first raid of the new expansion. Now there's still been no testing on this yet, so this is legit all we have apart from the Dungeon Journal and the awesome entrance in Valdrakken. And yeah, there's definitely a lot of vault-looking rooms in that raid. Everything appears to be in order. Good. Also, new on beta last week, as a catch-up, boat timers. Do you remember last episode? I mentioned that the Dragon Isles boat goes from the same dock as the Kultiris boat, and that they look like the exact same boat, and that's very confusing. Yes, well, this week, Dracthyr NPC Krovo is on hand to help, armed with an actual honest-to-goodness timer that tells you when the next Dragon Isles boat is due. This will be extended to the Zeppelin in Orgrimmar that departs for the Dragon Isles, as well as both boats from the Dragon Isles. And tonight, we are going to party like it's 1999, because WoW has finally arrived in the 21st century, fam. Actually, that's a bit unfair, isn't it? This is really more like something that I never even knew I needed in my life until I actually had it, like an accountant or the Sexy Time Funky Jams playlist on Spotify. And you hope, don't you, that it will be rolled out all across the game onto every boat and Zeppelin NPC there is. They wouldn't invent a really cool quality of life feature like this and then not extend it across the entire game, would they? Oh god. Also, new on the beta, changes to the Tuskar soup making event in the Azur Span. Previously in this open world event, players contributed to the soup as it was being cooked simply by gathering and fishing up fish to put in it. But this is now a much more of a group mini game where the chef will shout out instructions to you all, which will be stuff like defend the soup from the hungry turtle, stamp on the annoying crabs, fetch the blubber from the other side of the camp, all of which are obviously much easier the more players happen to be present. And when I was there were absolutely loads of us, so we completed the event pretty quickly, getting the soup up to legendary quality, which meant that when we ate it, we gained the Spirit of Sharing, a buff that awards you and a nearby ally 1200 versatility for 9 seconds every time you kill an enemy. Lovely. And that finished soup was then up for an hour, and yes, available to any other players who just happen to be passing by the village to take a bite or a suck. Also new on the beta, more UI updates. Still no click to grid, but there are now cool wyverns around the action bar for Horde players instead of the Alliance-centric classic griffins, the new modern style character bar, and some nice new effects like the animated Z's for when you're in a rested area, and cool swishy slidey loot windows. And sorry, I don't know the exact word for this effect, but it's swishy and it's slidey, and man, I really feel like I'm in the future now. It's wild. Like, I'm not even exaggerating here, okay? But these swishy slidey loot windows are like something that massively improves my gameplay experience for the better. I'm so easy, it's pathetic. Also new on beta, new hunter tames, including the rodents of Dragonflight, which, let's be honest, means the otters of Dragonflight. But not just otters, no, also beavers. Beavers. Spiky primal hedgehog things, and the terrifying foxbat thing, which isn't actually a rodent, obviously, because it's an actual nightmare made manifest, but also it's a feather mane, which you know how to tame if you played Legion. And if you didn't play Legion, you should play Legion. It was good. Also new in beta, we found out the new Mythic Plus dungeon rotation for Season 1 of Dragonflight, which, well, you might think was always pretty obvious, you know? It's like, oh, Tally, is it the dungeons from Dragonflight by any chance? But actually, no. The answer is no. Ian Hazakostas already revealed ages ago that in the new expansion, although all 8 new Dragonflight dungeons will be released and playable at launch on normal and heroic difficulties as usual, the dungeon rotation for the first 2 seasons of Mythic Plus would comprise of 4 Dragonflight dungeons and 4 Time Walking dungeons in Season 1, and then the other 4 Dragonflight dungeons and another 4 Time Walking dungeons in Season 2. An attempt to tackle what I have long considered loudly for the last 2 expansions now
That's awesome.
to be the second biggest problem with World of Warcraft after the increasingly stagnant patch cycle. The fact that Mythic Plus loot tables stay exactly the same season to season throughout the entire expansion. Because one of the core loops of WoW is new content being released, which in turn awards new upgraded loot from what came before it. And this is fun. It's good to go into a new raid and defeat new bosses and get new gear. Yeah, count me in. Also, carry me please. But you know what is considerably less fun? A new tier of loot in a new season of Mythic Plus, which is the exact same loot from the exact same bosses, and which you already worked hard to get your bis from last season, and which you now have to farm again just at the higher item level. To simplify, farming new powerful gear from new content good, farming the same gear again from the same content every season, very, very bad. Now, of course, the best fix for this would be to make 8 new dungeons every season, but that isn't going to happen. In the past, I suggested just changing every loot table for each dungeon every season, something that you'd imagine would be a phenomenal amount of work, but which I think would be worth it, no matter how many resources it took, because, you know, this is the second biggest problem in the entire game we're talking about. This approach by Blizzard, though, to the first 2 seasons does actually solve the problem. The loot table in Season 2 will be 100% different from the loot table in Season 1. Result. But is the cost too high? I want to do all the new stuff. I don't want to do old dungeons when a new expansion comes out. Come on, Blizzard. Is it too much to ask for 8 new dungeons in a new expansion? Okay, but can we get 8 new dungeons first, please? This is just a method to keep players on game, not to please or for the sake of fun. And honestly, I am very sympathetic to those views of people who say it feels weird and anticlimactic to have dungeons that aren't from the new expansion in the dungeon rotation of the first season of a new expansion. I think that's true. It's like when you sit down to enjoy an episode of your favorite sitcom, Cheers. And I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, wow, Taliesin, how did you know Cheers is my favorite sitcom? And my friend, that's easy. Cheers is every WoW player's favorite sitcom because we just love filling bars. So anyway, it's like you sit down to a hilarious episode of Cheers, but it turns out to be one of those stupid clip shows, and I hate Cheers and their stupid clip shows, but what really lights a naked flame around the thin, fragile canvas of my otherwise incredibly safe Hopium blimp is the choice of dungeons, and specifically Halls of Valor and Court of Stars. And I don't even mean whether people like those 2 dungeons or not, because actually, surprisingly, everyone is genuinely really happy about them. And don't take my word for it, just go and check out the forums, where there is a real buzz of excitement in the air about the thought of playing Halls of Valor again and Court of Stars again, the dungeons that every serious player rates as among their absolute genuine faves and most loved of all time.
He's waiting.
No, it was a shit show, obviously. Halls of Valor, no fishing way, please
No, it's a cheat show. It's always the same
not
thing.
like this, please. There are so many better options. Just thinking of doing the old dungeons in Mythic Plus again makes me sick. Just when you think the WoW devs can't get any more disconnected from their player base, they announce this nonsense. These dungeons are the Grimrail picks for and I don't hate the dungeons, they're fine. Actually,
Grimrail is fine.
Good. My problem is that I don't think it's right to have Mythic Plus dungeons as recent as Legion in the Mythic Plus rotation, especially as early as Season 1. To me, they just don't feel new enough. Unlike Shadow Moon Burial Ground and Jade Temple. Even though I've played those dungeons just as much in my time, they have never appeared in a Mythic Plus version before. There is something new about having these dungeons in a Mythic Plus season in a way that there just isn't for the Legion instances. I love that they are solving the loot table issue. I think it is a shame that we have to play old dungeons in the first season of a new expansion. I think the best way to mitigate that feeling is by making all 4 of those time walking dungeons from Mists or WoD or Wrath or TBC or Vanilla or man, I kind of feel like we are missing a trick not having some Dragon-tastic Cataclysm dungeons in there, you know? So I would love to see a whole quartet of Mythic Plus debutants dungeons as the time walking choices in Season 2. Oh, it's gonna be told of f***ing gore, isn't it? Speaking of gearing, update on the Storm Sigil gear that we covered last episode. You'll remember, because you watch all our episodes, this is the almost normal raid level and almost LFR level gear that you earn by doing primal invasions in the open world. An unlimited farmable currency to buy the blue level items, and a, we can reasonably assume, capped for a week Storm Sigil currency used to buy the purple quality stuff. In its first iteration, you could farm the currency for the blue gear infinitely, but you needed a certain amount of Storm Sigils for each piece of purple gear. In the last episode, we saw that Blizzard had added a single Storm Sigil cost to each of the blue gear pieces and made the blue version of each item a requirement for purchasing the higher level item, as well as a general price hike all round. If that sounds confusing to you, I'm just not explaining it very well. Trust me, people were not happy. We said in that episode that the system clearly wasn't finished, and it still isn't. But currently on the beta, this gear has changed again, and it's changed kind of back. The Storm Sigil cost has been removed from the blue gear. Yay! And although that blue gear is still part of the cost of the 395 stuff, prices have been slashed harder than Andrew Tate's social media presence, with most slots costing just half the amount of Storm Sigils as before, except tier set slots like Helm, Chest, Pants, etc., which hover between the 7 and 10 sigils in price, making them the most expensive ones. We have been told before that there will be a creation catalyst equivalent in Dragonflight to change certain types of non-tier gear into tier gear, just like in Zereth Mortis. And whereas the pricing on these items doesn't completely suggest that Storm Sigil gear will be among the items that you can convert into tier, it doesn't not suggest that either. Basically, this is a lot more like the original iteration of the prices, a big improvement over what we discussed last video. Nice one, Ian, but I cannot stress this enough. This is very much still clearly not finished. Sigils still aren't even dropping from invasions at the moment. It remains something to keep an eye on. And anyway, when it comes to endgame, Dragonflight is all about the non-player power rewards, right? The transmogs, the toys, the mounts, all gained through those 4 new faction renown systems for the Azure Span Tuskar and the 3 other factions that aren't even Tuskar though. But did you know there's actually a 5th faction that you can gain rep with too? The Black Dragonflight. Upon unlocking endgame, you will take part in a series of quests where you choose which candidate you wish to back for leader of the Black Dragonflight between Rathian and Sibelian. Who are they? Shush now, we don't have time for that. I'm gonna make a separate video on it. But there is a handful of new dailies which specifically award rep tokens for the Black Dragonflight, but you choose whether to hand those tokens into Smirky Sexy 9-year-old Dragon or Gruff 1000-year-old Dragon for some really cool cosmetic rewards, like a unique male transmog, Black Dragon weapon appearances, including, in my humble opinion, one of the legit best two-handed axe models in the game. But perhaps best of all, new armor and Black Dragon scale customization options for all 4 of your Dragon Isles Drakes. And yeah, that is very cool indeed. But also, the bottom one on the left, Rathian and Sibelian have some unique rewards too. Rathian will give you the Armoire of Legendary Cloaks, a wardrobe which will award players a random cool cloak appearance for 30 minutes on a 15-minute cooldown, including the Mists of Pandaria legendary cloak effects and the BFA legendary cloak effect. And you know, what a great idea for a toy. A wardrobe full of Rathian's cloaks. Where did you get that idea from, Blizz? Sibelian rewards a unique cloth set, but as far as we're aware, you can grind out rep with both of them and get all of those rewards eventually, which seems wrong and weird somehow. Again, we'll have to see how that one ends up, but as you know, I am fully in favor of more things to do for cosmetic rewards, especially in Dragonflight, where that is basically all there is for day-to-day endgame, so frankly, the more the merrier. And yeah, obviously, I'm going Sibelian because Rathian is a dirty idea stealer. Screw that guy. Okay, Evertel, my promise to you.
Yes.
My
be
very
careful with where that sentence goes.
Suggestion to you
that's a big opener.
is that this time next week, or maybe the week after, at most the week after that,
right,
we'll have a sofa to do this sofa bit on. pretend fake sofa,
What
but
kind
no
of sofa?
longer.
What kind of sofa?
Whichever one you want, within a very, very strict price point, and also size point. Because actually, even though this is a very big space, we are using lots of it for different things, and the sofa needs to fit back there, which means it can't be too long, but even more important than that, it can't be too deep, because otherwise it comes into the room too much. So
Yes,
it's
and
a
also-
very specific type of sofa.
Gotta have room for my desk.
Well, I don't want you finishing your work on your desk there and going, and like coming back like that in kind of triumph and then like tripping over
And
the
just
sofa.
finish the day
Well,
on the
I would like
sofa.
to be able to do that, but then fall directly onto the sofa.
In
and
that
go to
case,
sleep.
we have no depth. The
They
depth
have a
requirement's
long.
fine. We can have it.
It's a very good video on the things that we have in the game, in the beta, and what will come out later. And hey, I'm back.
One more time, yeah? You find any other news?
There's so much animal. Yeah.
That I've seen any real negative feedback on has been Holy Paladins. And that's because it's not different from what it is now at all. But
Oh yeah, this work. Fuck.
yeah, the other one seemed fine.
Yeah. Because the way the pathing's looking between both Raid and Mythic Plus, or at least Mistweaver, you're practically ignoring Feyline and Bone Dust. They are not applicable
Wait a second.
in either situation.
Didn't
You
see
are
those.
literally going invoke.
Gonna restart this. One. Then we do the thing. The thing. And now we kill. What the hell happened? The animation was weird. Kill him! Kill him! Come on. Start. And we do mana search. Kill them all. Another one and we'll be done. Done.
I'm very excited for Jade Serpent. That's gonna be fun.
But yeah, me too. And Burial Grounds, I want to see Burial. It's gonna be pain, but
gonna be a good one.
And it's
yeah.
nice to see Court of Stars actually be in a season instead of no.
I like Court of
just being
Stars.
in
You know,
Game.
I like the profession part of Court of Stars, like getting buffs depending on what professional class are you.
I remember.
I like that aspect. And Melee is gonna be happy. They're getting a nice ring right at the beginning.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that means if it's not in season 2, you're gonna see Melee running that ring.
Yeah.
With season 2.
But they, with them, you know, adding in Court of Stars, they made, I think, a post like a month or two ago about actually removing Time Walking Mythic Plus from Legion.
Yeah.
Oh, it's already
it's gone in Dragonflight.
It's confirmed. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, because I saw a post about that it being confirmed for that. So.
I honestly would have rather not have court, but they should throw another WAD dungeon in.
Me too.
I would love to see Everbloom, honestly. I'd love to see Everbloom.
Everbloom or the Ogre's one.
I don't want to see that one in there.
I just don't want to go to Blackrock. I just don't want to go to Blackrock.
I don't want to do Upper Blackrock either.
Yeah, I would say Everbloom. I was gonna say Blood Ball Slag Mines, but
yeah,
like shitty the interrupting
the first buff,
the fire elemental, and then the Slave Master guy. Yeah, no.
Yeah, it's sure.
Yeah, it's too much going on to really fit in a Mythic Plus setting.
That's true.
Halls of Valor is gonna be bad too. Like,
yes.
Oh yeah, that's true. I'm more concerned about the Google area, you know, off to the right there.
Some of those trash packs in like the center and off to the left and right wings and Halls of Valor are like
Are pretty much intense, yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they have some good scaling in mind at least for holes.
They definitely need to go into it with like a heavier hand on the nerf rather than doing what they did with Kara and taking a month and a half to do it.
Exactly. So hopefully when it
Actually,
comes out on
it took them
testing,
like 3 months for them to actually nerf Kara down where people want to do it.
But then again, they need to put the season 1 dungeons available in the PTR or at least in the beta, but they haven't. Yeah.
I mean, I would argue, truth be told, like they need to be able to do this shit.
Because
like,
the way they
level, they expect people to do it. Like, and if you expect people, like, I don't know if they expect people to do 30s. That's not what I'm talking about. But in terms of Mythic Plus, if you expect people to be able to do 15s and 20s, because 15s are max vault and 20s are portals, so you expect people to do that content because there's rewards for gameplay. Then you as a company should be able to have a team of people that will do that. Like,
well,
you know.
Technically, the CEO of Blizzard does it.
Is it because he went into the database and gifted himself everything?
No, he does studies with his rogue, and he does studies with two of. He has. No, no, Mike Guevara.
Oh, is he the CEO of Blizzard?
Yeah.
He is now.
Yeah, it's a while. Yeah.
Oh wait, Bobby's still involved with something.
Yes, because he's a shareholder, but he's still one of the biggest shareholders.
You're missing the point. I'm not talking about Mike whoever. I'm talking about like an actual testing team that goes in with average level gear, right? Like or whatever gear you would expect people to have on week 1, week 2, week 3, and therefore see how far they can legitimately get on week 1, week 2, week 3 of Mythic Plus, raid, whatever, right? And see, is this the expectation? Because here's the point I'm trying to make, and this isn't Mythic Plus, this is more on the raid side for the example I'm about to give, but like to have a developer looking at the raid and then live hotfix it because the shit is just not possible, is just, as a software developer, is like, what the fuck did you people release? Like, oh my god, what is this? That is not acceptable. Like, because that tells me right there that you didn't do the content to even assume in the best of circumstances you people could do it.
Well,
10% of the boss right there, and they're like, you literally just it's just so ridiculous. Like, it's so ridiculous.
I mean, if you look back to the race, they used to run first with like Mythic Calandrix, all that shit. They constantly had to live hotfix stuff for that.
Well, to be fair, I mean,
I cannot say about the management, but
to have the top players in the world in their company because they probably
yeah, exactly. Well,
I mean,
at least
also the perspective of they should be making the game with the top players. Like, if they're bored and want to do something else, then do something else. 95% of other players do play this game, and with like balanced content, like from the
But unfortunately, out of that, 95%, only like 25 to 30% of that community plays
Anyway, sorry, Melty, you were trying to say something and I interrupted you like 4 times. I'm sorry.
yeah, but I'm trying to say that even if it, maybe the philosophy could have changed, but at least the boss, the highest tier boss in the company, is doing 30s with 2 characters, one range and one melee. So it's maybe he's not healing, but he at least DPSing and noticing the high level keys. That's something all completely different than what it was before with Bobby Covet. That guy with Bobby.
Yeah.
Bobby didn't do shit. He didn't know nothing about the game. And at least we have at least that change. We have maybe not for the best, but I don't know, to be honest, because we
see the stuff that's going on. And
yeah, I'm not inside the company, so
that people do and such for especially these 27s, 28s and onward.
And like I said, I'm not inside of the company. I don't know exactly what it does inside and what does what's it's saying, right? What does it has as a heaviness of his position? You know what I mean?
The Mythic Plus though, it's the heroic rating difficulty. Like Mythic can afford to be that bad where they have to hotfix it because that's the whole point of the world first. Like people aren't gonna push that unless they expect it. So like they're literally signing themselves up for that. They know going into it.
I would agree with you to a certain point.
Heroic could be more
to where like, okay, when you're going past the actual reward boundaries, fine. Like you don't know what you're signing up for and you're trying to push, like, right, you're trying to edge the system when you're in a 25, 26, 27, 30, like, and it's week after week after week of rewards, right? You're trying to edge it like as far as you can go, right? That you sign up for that
difficulty argument is different from Mythic Plus to rating though.
I mean, in the end, my basic point is, if there is something in the game,
you deserve only
like
the best.
The company producing the content should reliably test it to make sure that it's obtainable by the
yes.
people they envision that to get it. Like, look,
that is true.
And what I'm saying is, like, look, right now my headspace is not a Mythic Plus raider, and I will tell you right now, I consider myself to have been a Mythic Plus raider. Like, with the content I did, with the time I put in BFA, I consider myself a Mythic raider. Did I have CE? No, we ran out of time. But I definitely would say my headspace then was there. But I am not that right now, and so, like, whatever. But yeah, I mean, in terms of, like, Lower Karazhan, the fact that it took 3 months tells me that this was a regurgitated content patch. That there was no seriousness to this patch at all.
It was the same in Legion.
It was just, you know, the company being like, whoops, we ran out of shit to do.
Like,
Let's
a lot
just
of players
vomit a bunch of
weren't
shit
limited by Lower Kara. The general population pugging it that couldn't comprehend 2 mechanics is what was limited by Lower Kara.
Yeah. And I didn't even
got
time my
Karazhan
lower
before it was-
gas.
I mean, I got Karazhan before it was before the last round of nerfs. I mean, look,
true,
whatever. All I'm saying is like, oh my god, what was the fight that was totally bullshit?
Huntsman.
It wasn't.
Huntsman with the dispel.
No.
No, it was
was
an
never the
opera
problem.
fight.
No, it was opera.
Oh, Beauty and the Beast. Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, Beauty and the Beast. Well, what we did it today, yeah.
What the
And
fuck
Wicked with
was
the
that?
fucking monkeys.
Or
were
the
hitting so
monkeys,
fucking
yeah.
hard.
Yeah, because nobody's killing the monkeys. Kill the monkeys, you win. Kill the forks, you win. But that's the same. It was the same in Legion. It was the same
there's a
problem
certain amount
at the
of,
same
like,
spaces, the same
it's
places.
all well and good, but there is not legitimately a single company right now that can quality test their own difficulty content.
By
at
the
that
employees, no. No.
Right, and
There's no game out right now that does.
No.
But that's what you get for trying to push esports and gaming. There's just inevitably bugs with it and problems.
And I don't like esports and gaming, or at least not in the games I play. I don't like it. Like,
No, and that's what I mean. Like, most mythic guilds, you know, they'll do heroic in their first or second week, and then they just expect that to be the case. Like, I did fucking bugged heroic and Uberak, bugged well. But like, ICC heroic with limited attempts and stuff was like, or unnerfed Lich King being impossible for most guilds to kill. It's just, if you do it long enough, you just expect it. Like, it's just the way it is.
When Crispo the Storms came out, I remember doing that on
That I
heroic.
would say that raid
was a bitch.
that raid genuinely was not tested at all.
It was not. It was literally thrown in as a filler.
Unat heroic.
How Trial of Valor was.
Unat heroic was harder
Unat Mythic.
than like everything else. Well, Unat Mythic was killed by even less people than like a
Yeah, 'cause
Shara.
it was so fucking tedious of how you had to work it.
Oh yeah.
It was ridiculous.
It was something like 1%, less than sub 1% killed Mythic Unat.
Yeah.
They
And
just
even
skipped
then,
it.
like 10% of heroic raiders kill heroic Unat. Because heroic Unat was equivalent to a mid-level mythic boss.
Yeah, I couldn't even do it, honestly.
It took us like 150 bulls on heroic.
I never fucking killed that, honestly, before the next patch.
Even the first like Crucible, the timing was so close on it that you had to use the artifacts and kill the bosses within like a 6-second window. Like in a raid fight, that's fucking retarded.
It was stupid crazy on Mythic.
It was like, Unat was like doing, which, if you've ever done pre-nerf Nefarian and Blackwing Descent, that's what Unat was like doing, where like the entire raid gets moved to like 20% every 10% of the boss's health, basically. It was terrible. But like those are those fights where it's like they're not unfairly difficult or bugged, they're just really fucking hard. Like Black Ant was not a bugged fight, it was just really hard.
It was
With
just
3
to a point where
phases.
It was just hard.
But
With 3 phases with a bunch of mechanics. Yeah.
Yeah, Black Hand was fucking shit. Even on heroic.
I mean, I just, you know, they're not fixing any of the fights. They're not fixing any of it. That's the problem. Is that you're not going to convince me that they're like, oh golly gee, you know, we just like their hot fixes are just flat out lies. They're not fixing it. They're making content for the first 2 weeks to target a certain audience. They're like, okay, these people did it. They've got their 2 weeks of being big dicks, you know, with their fucking IO and this shit. Okay, now let's nerf it for the next set of people.
I mean,
nerf it a little more. Let's nerf it a little more. Okay.
Look at the top 50
more. And that's what happens with fucking Mythic Plus. It's what happens with AOTC. That's the same. No way. Mythic Plus, and that's what happened with World Rating, is that they gradually nerf it for everyone else. And maybe that makes me a dumbass because I'm on the lower end of I need all the nerfs before I can do it, I guess. I don't know. I'm just saying I don't like that. I don't like it. You know, if the content for whatever fight we're talking about was this, then can it just be that? And can it be like a reasonable level? Like of shit.
Yeah.
Like, can you not have this graduated? Because that's the thing. Then just make 10 fucking difficulty. Just have the Mythic Plus equivalent for rating, right? Like Mythic Plus 2, Mythic Plus 3. Just if that's a necessity for people to have this game, it's just
we're going to Diablo now?
Fuck, you know.
We're gonna be Diablo with instead of Mythic Torment.
I guess.
Torment 1, Torment. Torment 14. That's where you get the most gold. Most gold and XP.
But no, I get
I'm
that,
going
yeah.
crazy. I'm going crazy because I'm waiting on Rares and Nazjathar. I'm going nuts sitting here. This is all I can think about. So I apologize. I apologize for my feistiness. I'm just really tired.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Mute him.
But no, I get it. It's like I definitely noticed it with this season for sure. With Myth Plus, it's like small group of people get it, nerf. Another small group of people get it, nerf again. I definitely noticed that.
I think that just came down to they weren't expecting so many people not to be able to do some of the dungeons.
And also, you know how they say it's nerfing or
Not necessarily
nothing.
that they were nerfing it like on a schedule, but seeing
Yes, some of these people that did not, play Legion or
Nobody heard me.
No, but like if you're all on the same gear level and you're going, the first few weeks there's like a couple thousand players clearing Grimoire.
Who are you guys?
And then you can assume some of it's due to learning error. So then by a month they put in some nerfs, which they did. On week 3 they put in massive nerfs to Grimrail after the feedback. But 2 weeks to put in that nerf is not like astronomically long time. Like it's not like
it could have been done sooner,
Yeah, but people were still clearing it. So how do you tell what's people learning it at the start of the season and being unprepared versus people just being able to jump the hurdle?
Exactly, because they knew it.
At the end of it, it doesn't matter what the developers do. I mean, there is a level of okay, this is way too difficult because 90% of the community can't clear it. But that being said, there's always going to be a level where some people just don't get it. Like some people can't do it, some people can't play the game, some people don't know how to play the game. They try their best, and they do everything in their capability, but they have a skill cap, and for whatever reason, and there's only about 110 different reasons as to why it could be. Like players hit a skill cap, and some people just aren't going to get it, and then it doesn't matter what Blizzard does. Like there are people that wipe at LFR. We would laugh at it. Like, why are you wiping an LFR? This is a joke. But there are people who seriously don't understand the concept of raiding, and they just can't get it. Like my mother, and you could probably say age is one of them, but even then I've seen examples of people even older than my
Wild grandma.
Yeah, wild grandma, and tactical grandma, who is exceptionally skilled at Warzone. She's like 60-something years old, and she's probably one of the best snipers in the game. Like, so I've seen older people do exceptionally well, and it comes down to the individual players. It doesn't matter what Blizzard does. There will be people who are good, there will be people who are okay, and then there will be people who the best that they can do in this game is level a character. Like, it's just unfortunate how it is.
That is true.
In the channel.
Yeah, he is. He comes and goes.
I mean, I would disagree with the one sentiment of the whole like not knowing. If Blizzard doesn't know, it's not testing it. Like for to have the nerfs that some of these things have had is because they literally had to have been clueless. Like, it's one thing to be like, okay, in LFR. I mean, this is gonna go back a little bit because I don't know, it's just the example I want to use, but like, LFR N'Zoth was the hardest N'Zoth, I swear to God, because like, just like if a tank didn't tank the fucking tentacle dude, it was just doing so much damage across the raid. It was a wipe. It was a wipe, and that's one thing. Like that's one that's like, and that for whatever reason made LFR N'Zoth the hardest N'Zoth because you would have a lot of times tanks or whatever that would like. I've literally had to Fury tank after 10 stacks of determination. I just decided fuck it. I have enough hit points. I'll just Fury tank the fucking thing. Like the tentacle across the way. That way we can at least just get through this shit, right? Like that's one thing. That's just like, oh yeah, dude. LFR N'Zoth very frequently got to like 10 stacks determination, and it's not getting any easier. But we're on our 15th pull,
10 stacks.
It's very, but that right there, I would put into the column what Sash just said. Like you gotta get it.
Sad.
There's a certain level of you gotta get it. Like you have to tank the damn thing. Like what the hell, I mean, but then there's some level of nerfs here that have happened that are like clearly they weren't paying attention. They just totally discounted like any degree of internal like actual like testing, and they've used the community to do it. And that
I don't know if that's necessarily true, because like corruption.
I mean, I believe that, so we can agree to disagree. That's what I would.
Well, no, but I just mean like they're a game development, but they're far from perfect. Like they regularly make mistakes, and like look at how fucked up they judge Survival's tier set. They thought Survival was going to be underpowered going into it. I honestly think it's not like a lack. It sure is a lack of like genuine testing, but they're not going to put in like they simply don't have the time to develop and test the game as much as like a streamer playing the game 22 hours.
Yeah, but at least you.
The counter argument to that, Alex, is they have all the money in the world. They could hire a testing team. That is their sole purpose. So you have the development team. They develop the content. They create it. They send it to the testing team.
Yeah, but why would Blizzard, the one company in thousands, be the one to do it? No other company does. So why hold them to a standard that no one else has to?
Blizzard is also the only company in the world that releases public free-to test PTR.
Yes, exactly.
What the AAA franchise puts PTR content out for the entire community to play at will?
They're not there anymore, but Star Wars The Old Republic did it, and so did the one that people complain too hard was Star Wars.
Well, sir?
Yeah. Also, separate games like Dark Souls, Elden Ring have public test servers for stuff like
also,
that.
Both of them died?
The only reason
Star Wars is still alive.
Is because people care about clearing it in the time, and people care about clearing it pre-nerf or nerf. But like, realistically what it is people just don't accept the fact that they can't clear it because nerfs, therefore they think it's too overtuned.
Yeah, well,
and granted,
that very precise argument there is, I think it comes down to player skill. Like I said, yes, there is content that they release that is too difficult right off the gate. Like when you have the top 200 guilds in the world struggling to clear some of the best players in the world, then obviously it's too difficult. However, if they release content day one and say there's 5,000 guilds out there taking it on day one, and 2,000 of those guilds cleared, almost 50% cleared on day one, and the other 55% can't do it, it's not too difficult. It's a player issue. Like it's a balance. It's a balancing act. So
there are some situations too, I would say, where there are definitely outliers that are worse than others. Like if you remember Uldir was one of the ones I would say, like, clearly they took a guess at Bennett. Like, because even like Method testing it and getting the furthest on it was like, guys, we literally cannot do any more than this.
Well, like I said, there's going to be exceptions everywhere. Yeah, like there's always going to be issues, because like you said, No company is perfect. They're going to make mistakes.
But then look at some fights that aren't that broken from the beginning. Like Jaina and Blackhand were fights that weren't nerfed out the ass because they were bugged. They didn't hotfix nerf those fights out the ass.
Yeah, or what is that guy, the ogre caster boss that everybody
Paimon? No, Cho'Gall.
It was in Warlords. No, it's not Cho'Gall. Emperor.
Yeah, it was Imperator.
Yeah.
Imperator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Paimon.
Hated that boss. And LFR hated it. Like LFR would wipe on it every single
Oh
time.
yeah.
Oh yeah, it was horrible.
Because nobody knew how to do it, like go on one side and one side.
But
with the
killed it
bounce.
on a regular basis. Now, granted, it took some pulls, but once our raid team got it, and the majority of, I would say, the heroic and above raid individuals, I think they had Mythic at the time. Like the heroic and above raid teams, they're on a regular basis. It's a matter of just understanding that fight is a primary example of understanding the fight and being able to play versus content is too difficult. And
kind of like face grab.
That was probably one of the biggest arguments of the entire community is during that raid tier. One half was screaming, this is way too difficult. The other half is screaming, get good, because the statistics were there. You know, I say 50% to 2/3 of the community were clearing it just fine, whether it be on normal, heroic, or mythic. Well, obviously not mythic, but normal and heroic. They were killing the boss just fine. 1/3 of it was absolutely struggling, thinking it was an impossible all. They'd never be able to get over it. Not to mention the casual community and LFR, they could never get a kill. They were screaming at the top of their lungs in the forums, this is way too hard, this is way too hard.
Is it?
I mean, it's just it's a balancing act, and unfortunately, I don't think Blizzard. I don't think anybody will ever get it because no one knows the magical number.
Yeah.
No matter how hard they try, I don't think they'll ever get it.
I would just say there's a weird, I don't know. Like sometimes the fights are overtuned difficulty-wise, where they just do too much damage or healing. And then there's shit where like Doom Sargeras was not overly difficult on that front, but required so many immunities that people just couldn't make it on. Like that's a whole different thing. Like I can see how then, like something like having 10 immunity classes in your 20-man raid, the social mechanics get overlooked, as opposed to just
absolutely, and
damage.
I think that kind of design is terrible design.
Which supposedly we were supposed to go away from, but then we still got to do it anyway. So.
Well, Ian said it there in Dragonflight that they're still trying to push towards the goal of bringing the player not the class. But
they also said that there was supposed to be an overall difficulty in there across the board in Dragonflight.
But another thing they said was that, or Ian said specifically, is whenever they design content, what they're really trying to do is they design it around the 20-man roster, and they want the ideal raid comp to have one of every class, or maybe two of every class in every spec in the fight. Like, ideally, in their perfect world, they would have one of every spec in the raid fight, at least one.
I don't think I've ever in my life seen that.
Yeah.
But you have like what, 30 something specs?
Yeah. Well, I mean, obviously you can't have all 5 tanks. Like, right? So
why not?
Those are exceptions. So.
But
no.
Over 30 specs.
Not with that attitude. You should be able to do like 5 tanks. Well, not really 5 tanks, but have like a DPS tanking spec, like a Glad Rot for warriors, or a shield DPS with the paladin.
Yeah, because Jim is right as far as spec. Maybe I instead of spec in that class, I can't remember. Not gonna think of it. Yeah, so yeah, like so you would bring a melee warrior, a melee rogue, you know, a melee hunter, and both range. Like I don't know, but they want the utility and the variety to be there to where a raid group is not stacking 10 ranges because they all can ice block a mythic mechanic.
Yeah. Or bubble or whatever he needs to. Dispel, mass dispel. You bring all priests because.
Well, I can't remember which one it was, but I remember there was a fight to where they all the world first races they benched every single melee except the demon hunter.
Warlocks also.
It was Sludgesmith.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was
because melee absolutely was just horrible in the fight.
But it wasn't in Legion also with Argus and there was the one that's in the middle. What the fuck? After the spaceship, after the bounty hunter. You know what I mean? He's like half.
Forge guy.
Yeah, Forge guy. If I remember, also that fight, everybody brought range only, because melee sucked at running around and targeting.
Well, yeah, they just couldn't. Even the fastest classes just couldn't get.
Yeah, the same DPS.
Fast enough,
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. There are some of them that that philosophy that you said the devs want, they don't do it.
But there are also some strats that like Mythic Plus Raiders come up, or Mythic World First Raiders come up with that. Blizzard as a whole, like individual teams come up with different strats from each other to push the content that further. Like, how would you expect Blizzard to reliably come up with that every time too? Because like from raid tier to raid tier, the same teams on the same boss don't even come up with the same strat all the time.
And sometimes it's a game of popularity, right? So.
It's a company, like you hire people.
Yeah, like having that.
There's no but you hire people. Like,
yeah, but they're not influencers.
You go forward and you decide, okay, yeah, I want that brain on my team. Fuck.
But
yeah, it's gonna cost you.
From the top 40 people in 2 different raid teams, how would Blizzard themselves not differ from them when they push the content? Wouldn't it just be the same thing that's happening already?
I mean, they would.
I'm not saying they shouldn't or that they don't have the resources. I'm just saying, like, unless they just took RNG entirely out of the fights, that would be the way to get around it.
Here's the thing, like, when I buy a car, I don't want it to still be a work in progress when I buy the damn thing. I mean, how is that acceptable with anything else we buy? Like, here's the thing.
Because you don't put there's not a life behind it? I don't know.
We can round robin this if we need to, but I would like to make one point. Gambit and Streets, no problem. Look, I done fucked up some workshops, okay? But Workshop and Junkyard, I will say, despite my fuck-ups, not a problem. It's funny that the older Mythic Plus content was the most problematic. As a software developer, that really seems to me like we just shat some content in place and hope for the best. And didn't even bother. Didn't even bother looking at it and being like, this was ages ago. Like, it might as well have been a different time in terms of the company and maybe like vision of where things are, and it's almost like we didn't even try. And it's funny that of all the hot fixes that you've read and all the hot fixes that I've read and every hot fix everyone's read, that the most listed is obviously Karazhan and Grimrail, like than the other ones. And it's funny that they're also the oldest content. Again, like, I still say, like, I'm not saying you have to test anything and everything, and if you miss anything, you're just a piece of shit, but, like, there's certainly priorities here that were missed.
I think Terra is the worst example. The main issue with Grimrail was the close proximity. Like
Yes.
most of what the
Close
day one
quarters.
nerfs for Grimrail were just changing the ranges of abilities because people could not get used to being in close quarters. Which, to be fair, there's no dungeon in Modern WoW that puts you in such close quarters anymore.
Yeah.
I mean, you're just solidifying what I'm saying now. Like different eras of
how
have
is
different
that
things.
a problem of half the player base not being able to watch their feet around boxes?
Standing in fire.
That's not.
Angles, dude? Like,
Yeah, I know,
I
but
was
that
looking at
didn't
Melty's
stop a lot of
stream and you
people.
couldn't fucking see anything. Hell, half the time I'm healing, I'm like just hoping for the best because I'm like, fuck, I don't know where I can go now where I can see the screen anymore.
But
For Grimrail? Yeah, you gotta know. Yeah. I use audio cues in my case to see.
It is for sure, but not everyone had the issue with Grimrail right away.
Yeah, exactly. For me, it was easy. For me,
Like,
as a
air
tank, it
angles
was really
suck,
easy.
But like,
Yeah,
you know, play a tank most of an expansion, and you deal with that every fight.
yeah, exactly. And for me, Grimrail, it's mostly audio cues. They yell all the fucking time, those mobs. So every time they yell, they're doing an ability. Yeah, you're gonna say something?
No, I would say the point of the car was brought up, right? Like, why would we buy a car that's, I mean, you know, not yet finished, or that?
Yeah,
that was
usually you don't buy it.
There's 2 points to that. So, the first point is you buy a car as a finished product, absolutely. However, that does not prevent that car from being susceptible to recalls, because they found something in the production line that went wrong. That, you know, my Fusion is a prime example. We bought it, it's paid off, and we've had it for several years now. But within the first year, I would say the first 18 months, the first year and a half that we've had it, like 7 of those months, we kept getting a recall about something going on. And sometimes it would be like the door handle wouldn't lock, or the seatbelt would come loose. The absolute worst is the steering wheel would become unhinged and stop steering the vehicle. Like, we bought the car as a finished product, but doesn't mean that later down the road that something could be wrong with that vehicle and it needs to be addressed and fixed. It needs to be replaced. About hiring a team just for testing purposes, companies do it all the time. I'm not saying that Blizzard has to do it, and I'm not even saying in the industry. I'm doing reference in the vehicle industry. Nissan has the largest single building car manufacturing plant in the world right up the street from them, and they have a contracted company that their sole purpose, they hire people to drive the car up of the finished production line, run it through a little bitty obstacle course to make sure no bolts fall out, and then go park it. That is their sole job. They do that for 10.5 hours a day, rotating on 3 shifts. That is their sole purpose. They don't do anything with Nissan but drive the car off the line, go over the obstacle course, and park it. So to say a multi-billion-dollar company can't afford to hire 20 people that are exceptionally skilled at the game to strictly test the content as it's being developed is, in my opinion, unrealistic. They have the finances, they have the resources, they just don't want to.
It's not the resource thing. What I was saying is look at the top 20 skillers and their strategies on learning that content as it comes out.
Yeah.
It could vary wildly. Blizzard could test that content to the point where their team clears it with, like, say Method was their testers. Does that then excuse Limit going in and not being able to clear it because they didn't find out the exact strat Blizzard used? Like, that strategy doesn't apply to WoW because that happens every time with World First.
Well, yeah, no, absolutely. What I'm saying is I'm not saying go in for testing to make sure it's, you know, it can be killed or whatever. They can do a lot of the PTR testing to make sure things don't break. Let's go into the dungeon and just run. Okay, this broke. Our testing team found this problem in this dungeon. Or, you know, size of matches. Oh, hey, we designed this fight. Okay, Beastmaster Hunters are not going to be able to do anything in this phase on this app. Maybe we should fix that. Or, hey, this mechanic, for whatever reason, scaled to 1,000% instead of 100% because somebody got a decimal. That's the type of testing that I'm talking about. If they had a team just to go in and fix problems, regardless if they're cleared or not, just to address problems and bugs and nuances, just to see if something absurdly broke.
True, but what's the main point was literally, couldn't they test the strat to figure that stuff out?
Yeah.
Which the counterpoint is, I mean, if Method and Limit don't have the exact same strat, then what's to stop Blizzard's team and the first guild to do it from having the same strat?
The scope of my argument was more of heroic and mythic because again,
I will say, yeah, that's
interested.
not really
Like in heroic, like take a team of people that deliberately don't necessarily 100% parse, again, keep saying it, but best of the best with honor, sir, fucking rotations here, but still are reasonably good players, right? Simulate reasonably good players who can move out of whatever, right? And that will, I mean, I'm just trying to think off the top of my head, but take a more complicated class, because I have 7, let's see, a warlock, where they do the priority almost right. Is this all reasonably possible? With a group of however, I don't know, 2, 3, 9.
What do you mean?
Or 20, whatever 20 is. 20, 2, 4, 6, 2, 4, 14. Is that 20? So take a 2, 4, 14. With whatever composition we're talking about, with average, with better than average, maybe better than average players, right? Where they can at least move up, move out everything, be where they need to be, right? And is where they've got in the raid with the tier of gear that is absolutely possible to get on week 1, week 2, week 3, because it's a cadence, right? I mean, you get your vault week 1, you'll have something, and it all averages out. Then week 2 comes along, and if they do it like they did in season 1, where the end of Mythic Plus is capped, then you say, well, people will on average have this week 1, have this week 2, have this week 3. Is the progression of whatever heroic raid acceptable with an a guild like ours who were doing Mythic Plus, we're doing it, and maybe all 20 people can not stand in this stupid shit. I mean, and there were clearly some bosses that were yeah, no, that's probably not actually gonna happen. I'm talking about game-wide, maybe not just raid, but what was this? And the fact that it seems that doesn't get that basic level of get done based on the hot fixes I'm seeing is just a little
Well, no, that's true, but one of the arguments earlier was that they should be doing it on Mythic, which is...
Oh, yeah, sir. I didn't really apply. I actually thought I went to a diatribe about it, about how,
I do think they should do it on Heroic, but...
Mythic is a separate thing. I've Mythic rated before. I appreciate how it works, and I'm not interested. In doing it, I'm just not interested. I know what it takes, and I agree that's what it should take, and I don't want it. If I want to do it, I'll do it. I just don't want it.
My opinion of the above average player is the player that can move and DPS at the same time. Now, you're going to get some metrics and some mechanics that go even above that, such as moving, DPSing, and playing soccer, or moving, DPSing, and going through a maze, or you might moving, DPSing, and playing match game. There are some mechanics that are going to go just a little bit above that, but the above average player, in my opinion, is someone who can simply do their DPS rotation and move at the same time. Do their tanking rotation and move at the same time. Do their healing rotation
I would agree with that.
and move at the same time. The average player will do one or the other. The above average player will be able to do both. The exceptional that can do both and 1 or 2 more mechanics on top of it, those are the people that you see in the world first top 200 guilds.
I don't even know if it's necessarily that.
Say that last part one again. Say that last part you said, because I totally.
I said that the people that can do both plus 1 or 2 additional mechanics are the ones that you find in the top 200 guilds.
Yeah. I wouldn't even say necessarily like doing all those things at once to an extent. It's more so, and I don't know how Blizzard, and I get Blizzard's philosophy of like, you know, some of your raids should be able to do it, and all of your raids should be able to. But like, you look at the average raid group, even on guilds that get like halfway into Mythic, because we've gotten halfway through the raid in Mythic before and stuff. And no matter what, unless you're like the top 100 guild, even the like cutting edge guilds like Megan's guild, how often did we play with those guys? And there were some of them that like could barely function in heroic, but were somehow getting mythic kills.
Yeah.
The issue comes down when there are mechanics that force everyone in your raid to do them, other than a handful of people. Because every raid outside those top 100 guilds has those good players that just can't handle the personal responsibility, and thus it falls onto someone who can. But that's like most raid groups in general. Like,
or the mechanic that if one person messes up, it wipes the entire raid.
Yeah, but like when Method was streaming, like that Method Josh guy, when they were streaming like Battles of Zarlor and their Demon Hunter kept dying.
Oh man, that was hilarious.
Was like
that was hilarious.
That guy apart. It's like, well, because that guy suddenly has to handle more responsibility than they usually throw at him on a fight.
Yeah,
like that just happens on fights. Like,
and Sko was, I mean, Sko defended him. I remember that. Yeah, he did his best because everyone in his chat was like, "Why don't you just replace it? Your Method. Surely you can find a skilled demon hunter out there." And he's like, "Believe it or not, no, we can't." He goes, "We cannot find a skilled demon hunter that can raid on our schedule and keep up with our requirements and expectations and be able to put everything aside and play on our level. It is extremely difficult to find anybody to play at this level and keep up with us." So yeah, he keeps dying, but he's a magic debuff. We need him. And he's like, we can't replace him. Just like going to the store and picking up another. It's not that easy.
Part of that reasoning, I believe it was the Limit guy, I can't remember his name, who brought that up as an issue with raiding in general, because he's like, it's been that way since WoW's history, right, of raiding. And like, even he said in their raid group, there are people like that, that they just don't trust with the mechanic unless they absolutely have to, and that's their learning curve on some fights.
Yeah, I mean, Method and LBY, right? They just had this thing. I was telling John about it. Method released a statement that in Dragonflight they are not using LBY. None of their raiders are using LBY during progression because LBY has an issue with FPS, usually at the very beginning of expansion. And Icy Veins made a story about it. And one of the players from Method went on Twitter and called out Icy Veins and said, "Hey, this should not be a story.
No, it shouldn't.
What it's going to do is it's going to throw shade on an otherwise exceptionally coded add-on for the community. Our issue is a very niche and very specific issue. You should not be making a story out of this." And he summed up his statement. He goes, "The reason why we're like this is because half of our raid team doesn't know how to configure an add-on." Could you imagine being the world first and not know how to configure an add-on?
Yep, I can imagine. It's you just said it.
But yeah, like, during Max's interview with Ian, I believe with Dragonflight, that was one of his issues, that even Blizzard like finally acknowledges it, that like it's just there's hardly ever that perfectly balanced raid team where every player is of the same skill level. Even amongst the world first guilds, it's not true. Like I get them wanting to, like, you know, lock certain mechanics, like, you know, volleyball, like on Mythic, those same people can't do it. But like, you know,
volleyball or just
sorry,
it's like Fate Scribe. The jump from normal to heroic, we saw firsthand. Normal, anybody in the raid can take it. Heroic, you can't control it. The raid assigns that to people, and if you get someone who doesn't know how to do it, you're fucked. Like,
I get them wanting to, like, you know, not have a handful of players handle all the important mechanics all the time, just for fairness sake. But at the same time, like, there are a lot of players that specifically look to do those mechanics because they like to do it too.
Yeah.
And then you make people that like that have to depend on people that don't, and that panic when they have to do those things, and it's just.
Well, yeah.
It's not a necessity one way or the other. I mean,
yeah. Look at Fate.
Good. Sorry.
I was gonna say, look at Fate Scribe again as an example. Imagine if we had the ability to control who got that mechanic. I mean, if you had a choice between a BM Hunter and a Fury Warrior getting that mechanic, who are you going to give it to? Obviously the BM Hunter. Because if the Fury Warrior goes out there and deals with it, all they're doing is dealing with a mechanic. Yeah, they're preventing a wipe by handling the mechanic, but they're not DPSing the boss. So how would you design around that to where, you know, like you get into a subsection of concept design to where, okay, if we give the raid team the liberty to choose who handles this mechanic, do we tune the boss to where we make them give range DPS a mechanic, or do we tune the boss says that maybe they'll give it to a melee, but that melee can't DPS, so we lower the health pool just a little bit to account for that? Like, there's so many variables there.
I would say one thing, and that is the difference between vanilla and current is that instead of 1 difficulty, we have 4. And for whatever reason, I'm not sure like who decided this, but Blizzard's decided that there has to be a differentiation between all 4 tiers that is noticeable. And I don't really know that's a necessity. Like, not really. I mean, you have fights like Raden where normal and heroic are literally the same fight. Like, there's not.
That's like a very added thing. That's it.
And well, Raden, normal, and heroic were identical. There was no difference. It was just everything. Every fuck up hit harder. All damage hit harder. It was just like if you were deficient, you knew it in heroic because there was literally no difference between those fights. But then you have Zanesh or what were we talking about? Fate Scribe, where there's an actual difference between, difficulties, and it's because we've introduced the difficulties in. And here's the thing, like, the original, one of the first things I was going to say, but somebody else started targeting, was that, like, when you go into a fight, you don't randomly assign the tanks. You don't randomly assign, okay, you know what? I know you're going to be a Fury Warrior, but fuck it, you're taken now. Like it's okay to go into a fight and like be like, okay, these people do it. Like in general, like if you're designing a fight, it's okay for people to go in to have a strategy, especially when you design a game with wipes in mind. Like, you go in, you wipe 19, 20, 50, 100 times. Fuck it, you know what? We're gonna put this here and that's
647 times later.
you know, it's okay to have people assign to shit. It's okay to do that. It's not cheating. It's not giving. It's not anything. It's fine to have that. And so, I mean, look, we did Fate Scribe. I didn't get the mechanic. I was damn happy for it. But having said that, I went into LFR and made myself do the mechanic. Like, just like, fuck it. If the grade dies, I don't give a shit. I'm gonna do the mechanic right now because I really just want to do it. I want to get comfortable with it. And repetition is what makes me comfortable with it. But, I mean, that's the mechanic they put in place. Fine, whatever. I would argue that the Zanesh mechanic was better in that it just couldn't beat a 3 that did it before. Or people who've done it before, right? The first 3, like the second time Soccer came out, it could not be the first 3. Like after when the next one came out, it couldn't be the first 6, right? Like you had to rotate it, so you had to decide, who does what when. That could be a thing, so if you've touched a ring and you can't touch it, like I don't necessarily think like randomly assigning was a solution, but like the problem is when you have 4 difficulties and you decide, you have to distinguish all of them because, oh my god, like the prestige of Mythic Fate Scribe, you have to make that different, so different than Heroic. It has to be so different from normal. Like, this is a shitty one. Like this, you have to literally pull out of the ether the fucking mechanics to make it different. And, like, this is what you get. Like, sorry, but I'm a class 12 player, and I will accept 2 difficulties, but more than that, it just seems like a business issue. Not really a game issue.
I do think
they're trying to sell shit to people. gameplay.
I
Like
think
as
make
opposed
heroic easier, but at the same time, then you're gonna have the issue of like people trying to build up the mythic doing heroic and then being even less prepared for mythic. I don't know how they get around that either, though, because that's an issue.
I've been thinking about this on the conversation. What if they were to design? What if they were to design the fights, say, on a level of heroic and a half? I won't say full. I won't say full-on mythic design material, right? Because some of those encounters are. Some of those mechanics are really, really stressful. I mean, and you get the occasional fight where, like, you kill on
having the mythic damage without the mythic mechanic or something.
Yeah, so I can't remember which fight it was, Alex, that we did on mythic, and then we went back, and when we farmed it on heroic, we actually did the mythic difficulty strategy because it made the fight easier.
I don't remember, but that says something.
But instead of what if they designed
our scouts speak
the
of a harrowing
fights,
presence threatening the Northern Isles.
the encounter
We
period,
cannot allow this
this
menace
boss
to
fight
remain.
period, this is the encounter,
Our scouts speak of a
and
harrowing
they
presence
give it heroic and a
threatening the
half
Northern
worth
Isles.
of
We cannot allow this menace to remain.
mechanics to deal with, but they make sure those mechanics are in every single difficulty. It's the exact same fight, but LFR as a pushover, normal is whatever. Some casuals might be able to do it. You need normal. Heroic requires a raid team because you need people who knows how. You need people who know how to DPS, heal, and tank. And mythic, you need to be able to push your character to the 90% or 95% just to get it. Same
Push it to the limit.
Yeah, you just need to be able to push your character as much as you possibly can, gear-wise and performance-wise. And like, why not have that be a thing?
Watch your step.
That way, the mechanics never change, just the performance requirement does. Because how many times have we seen, like, all of us, Alive and I were just talking about this not too long ago. How many times, like, Alex, do you see a wrestling shaman and an LFG, and they're doing absolute shit because, and you know, you do 10 times better. Or, you know, I see
with better gear.
or Melty Secret Power, or, you know, whatever. Yeah, it's like, why aren't you doing this when you could? You know, the difference between the player is, it is purely the skill and the capability as a team. The high performance, the pure content. You think that would be a better design overall?
No, it will. It would. I would try it at least, like one season. Do it that way with merit instead of just having the difficulties.
I have a confession to make.
But you weren't listening.
No, I was. And it'll illustrate something the point I was trying to make.
Watch your step.
When we went into Heroic Andrew the first time, this was in the guild right before this one. It's a little embarrassing. I did not know that they had studio. I didn't know it. And you know
Did not know that what?
So you know how you go into the portal phase? And you know that there are 4 little ads, 1 big ad to kill, but there are 4 healing ads?
Yeah.
Yeah, home slice here, you don't know if there were any fucking ads to do. None. I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing here, so fuck, I guess I'll just heal these fuckers. I don't know what's happening. Like, I didn't see them. I didn't visually see them. And you know, part of it is some, you know, fucking, you know, super healer, right? Fucking healed them all. And every time we did normal, somebody just fucking obliterated the healing ads. I never saw.
You never noticed
ever. And because they don't make you do this shit in LFR, because there is no portal phase in LFR, I didn't know it for normal. Somebody just instant healed everything in normal, I guess. By the time I got to LFR, well, you can't do that. Like you can't heal them right off the bat, because you have to dispel. So you're spending at least 1 GCD if you have a priest in your group to dispel them before you can heal them, so you actually see them. And you're like, oh fuck, they exist, you know. And so that's a little bit of like I just think it's Like I know everyone laughed at me. I'm like, oh my god, because I still like parse the fight like pretty well. I feel like in normal. I don't exist. I'm so sorry because it fucks you up in heroic.
No worries. There's Douglas Adams, one of my favorite authors, calls it not your problem. That event, it's not your problem, and something becomes invisible to your eyes, even if it's in front of you, because your brain makes it's not my problem. You don't see it. It's a known issue with anything really.
Yeah. I mean, after that point, I'm like, oh fuck, their ass is a heal. I'm gonna heal the fuck out of these ads now. Like every fucking time. Fuck all of y'all. But sorry, yeah. I mean, like, there was a slight concept of the merit-based system in Rift. Like, the more you participated, the better your reward in the Rift events on the overworld. And I kind of like.
You're talking about actual Rift, the MMO?
Yeah, the actual MMO Rift. Yeah. Like your reward was based on your participation in the Rift event, and like. Look, nobody gives a fuck about Rifts. Nobody even cares about the MMO. All I'm saying is that there was a little bit
people playing Rift.
There was a little bit of enjoyment I had that, like my success is sort of, you know, my own destiny. Yes, yeah. I don't know.
Final Fantasy 14 has that in an aspect too, like with the open world fates and stuff. Like if you're not at level, or you're not there long enough, or don't kill enough mobs or whatever, you get ranked on bronze to gold on participation.
I'm not saying like raid should be that way. I'm just saying the whole
that's all I heard.
Factor. Yeah, that's all you heard.
Yeah.
It's fine. No, the whole like personal responsibility factor, I like that. I mean, and I accepted the fact that. I mean, I think the shift from Heroic to Mythic N'Zoth is probably the perfect shift because your fidelity is to the group, not to yourself. Like, your necklace is a one-time use that's an AoE to everyone around. And I thought that was
a
like,
cool protection.
I will tell you, in terms of transitions from difficulty, like I will tell you right now, my dumbass never did Mythic N'Zoth. I was not about that lifestyle, so I didn't do it. But you can appreciate something regardless, and I will tell you right now, when I read about the differences between Mythic N'Zoth, I'm like, you know what? In terms of difficulty deltas, that's when I can respect. That is when I can respect, I feel like. I mean, the secret phase was kind of interesting too, but like...
Did you ever do TOC?
Remind me what that is.
Trial of the Crusader.
Oh yeah,
just to that point, I was gonna say,
yeah, I did that.
Sorry, my headset died. I was gonna say, just to your point there, the transition from normal to heroic was the ice spheres. But on normal, there were enough to always have them to slow maneuver act. But on heroic, you needed other people's help with movement speed and other stuff like that to hit them down for you because the orbs weren't swirling around enough. So it's like one of those things where the mechanic didn't change, but like the fundamental way you handled it did, which was pretty cool. Like kind of like the Azerite thing, where like it did the same purpose, but I don't know. Yeah, it just made me think of that.
Yeah. I mean, look, like like there was that, like Wrath. I like Wrath. I did like Wrath. I mean, I did 10-man heroic of that raid as an off tank for the first. All but the last. If Anubarak is the last boss, I did not tank that one. I actually just told my group. It was a guild group. I said, look, I am tired. I do not want to tank right now. If someone else can just take over tanking, off tanking, I'd rather.
Let me get to.
So we did, but we got 10 heroic.
Let me get to audibles. I'm gonna just check, checking the Ungolfer if he ever is there. Sorry if I'm not talking. I'm getting hammered by my my tiredness. Maybe I should stop. Let me see. Should I stop? Yeah. Yeah, I should. I'm gonna stop here and continue offline playing. I'm gonna take the rest of the day off. Have a good one, Twitch. Thank you so much for the passers, viewers, lurkers. It was a slow day today. So have a good one. See you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.